soon as it's released, it's, you know, there's so many artists out there, just willing artists, ready to take that icon and debase it, ready to debase it for you.
Well, you got to debase. If you're not doing something
It's
with
like
value.
copying something, you know what I mean? Like you copy it, you're actually showing it, you know, you like it and you need it and you're taking a copy of it. But debasement just goes that next step, you know what I mean? Taking someone else's works. And you know what? Pretty soon, people are going to be able to do that. They'll be able to take the Star Wars movie, run it through an AI, and just say, I want it with these particular characters and these sets, and it'll just go through and edit it, and then just change all the voices. Essentially the same plot line, but just a completely different story. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Same amount of characters, same goal and overall storyline, but different outcome. You know what I mean? Like remake the entire movie, but with completely different angles and completely different scenes, but still the same story. The droid point of view, C3PO and R2D2's point of view. Redo the whole. Yeah. Oh, that'd be magnificent.
Fractal movies. The movie that just keeps on giving.
It does. It should give. Always give. More giving, the better. I was thinking the other day, you know, with the whole Bible thing, right? From my point of view, being a ex, you know, Hover, with all that begatting, right? You know, when they say such and such begat someone else, right?
Begat the begee.
There's a lot of women involved being begot to get begatted. Hey, buddy, there's a lot of begatting to get begatting.
Oh, I see. Like there's.
Because you got to begot before you begat, right? Because if you're going to begot without a begatting, then you're only just going to be begotten, right?
But you got to be begatten.
You've got to be begatten. That's it. Otherwise, you'll be begotten.
Begat the begee. What you're suggesting is that the women in the Bible go unnamed or something like that. They're just called the begat.
The begatters.
The begat.
Those who begat.
The begatters. Okay.
The ones that begat. You know. Sometimes you got a mention of the, you know, memorable mention for the wife.
Oh, if you were a special wife, you got a special.
Yeah, your special wife got special mention, of course.
I see. Yeah.
You know, most faithful always get mentioned. You know, most willing, most faithful. Yeah, well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Are you suggesting that the men of the Bible, they only had the one mentionable, but
well, you would back then, wouldn't you? You would. You know, so many to choose from, so many daughters of man to choose from. You know. You know, them poor some bitches that ended up having all girls. You know, they want to unload them, mate. They want to get rid of them. You know, imagine paying a dowry for 12 girls. And said you're broke. You'd want to be a king to start with if you had 12 girls, wouldn't you? Because you'd just really end up a pauper at the end of it.
I don't know that I don't believe that the whole
unless you're
dowry
begatting with your daughters. You know, back in those days they begat with their own daughters, wouldn't they? You know, limited stock when you're out in the wilderness. 4 years.
In the wilderness. Jeez. But I mean, like, they went in the wilderness for 4 months.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They were separated.
Felt like 40 years, right?
Well, it was 40 years. They were separated from the Egyptian civilization for 40 years.
40 years, that's right.
That's what it was.
Know a whole lot of other tribes, wouldn't they? They would have, you know, made friends with giants. You know, come in there, slaughter them, take their territories, burn everything to the ground. You know, as God wants.
As God wants, God gets. So help us all.
That's right. Saw a great sign today while I was
quoted by Roger Wilson.
Out and about doing the turtle milking. It said, as long as we understand that I'm God, everything will be fine. I thought it was pretty good. I like that one. I like that sign.
Oh. Oh,
that's a complex, isn't it? If you had to be, you know, I mean, to be God, you'd have to be not retarded, wouldn't you?
No.
You wouldn't be tarded if you wanted to be God. Or you think God's tarded? Well, God would have to be tarded when he comes in a human form, wouldn't he? Wouldn't be able to fit God's brain in one.
Tardation is just one of the functions of is a potentiality of reality, and so like it's possible to be that. So
I mean, I know I'm tarded myself.
So as such,
I can say it.
God is
retarded, and you know,
God is tarded.
You've got to be retarded.
Well, you can't. How could God not be?
Who, if you were God, you'd be what do they call it? Distributed mind computing, wouldn't you?
That's the whole thing when people say,
yeah,
like,
you'd be out there.
Well, there can't be a God. There can't be a God because
distributed mind computer.
Because why would God make a child with no legs? And then the answer to that, of course, is that because God is a child with no legs.
Someone took a chemical, which
No, it's because God is a child with no legs.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah. So God is a tard. Total fucking tard.
No, man.
So you got the special Olympics for God.
I'm part of the tarded, mate. That's where I'm at.
You got tardation.
Tarded crew. Yeah, that's it. Don't worry about all the rest of the crews. Join the tards. Tardarians. Join the Tardarians.
Yes.
Good start. I'm trying. I'm whipping it. Like
I'm like,
I'm fucking knocking those fucking tables over in the temple and getting the coins everywhere. Whip it.
Scatter. Well, I am.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Whatever that means. Yeah, happy Halloween. Merry Xmas.
Sinn Féin.
Coming up.
So Hain. So Bane. So in. Swing.
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 Bane.
Swing. Is that what it is?
Showing.
Showing.
You didn't do
that
the
original?
You got to make it sound like a spring when it goes off. Showing.
That's the traditional
The vibration.
Irish name, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. What swing?
Swing.
I'm not Irish, but would you like a little bit in you?
I always thought it was Sanheim or Shanheim.
I don't know.
Sanheim, but it's not.
Sandheim. Oh, okay. What is it?
It's actually pronounced so in or something.
Oh, just in like Flynn.
Mm.
So in, it's like balls
Like
deep.
the whole Hein is just in. I don't know. Irish is a very bizarre language.
Hey, I think every language is bizarre. English, most especially bizarre.
Chinese is pretty. Like I think Chinese and Irish have a lot in common.
Why is that?
Like their languages do.
Oh, the commonality of phrasing and stuff.
All this kind of like weird sounds. You know what I mean? Like
well, that's full use of the spectrum.
For sure.
Come on.
So they're not just
so
that's
why people that do clicks in the fucking African Safari, savannas, they communicate quite well. They know what a click and a pop and a whistle is.
Goes a long way.
Fucking oath, mate. Cheap.
Yeah. That is the origin of the Cheep. So I've come as a bunny, a bunning bird. I'm a bunning bird.
I got the fallen angel outfit on.
You got the fallen angel.
Yeah.
Bunning bird and fallen angel. I like it.
Historic.
Historic.
Right. His historic.
His toric.
His Toree.
Words and
playing with language, man. Playing with language, I like to butcher English every day.
Isaac and Skeletor.
It's important,
Isaac and Skeletor really, like, I won't be able to forget. Remember, there is no advertisement without semen between the tits. It is so...
Oh, God bless Skeletor. He's one of my favorites.
Skeletor, yeah, Isaac and Skeletor together.
Yeah.
Whoever Isaac is, Isaac Wells or whatever its name, or Walt or whatever it is, it's 10,000 points, internet points.
Yes. Yeah. He's like meme king of memes.
Well,
pretty much.
It's like a
close to,
It's like it's like today's version of Adult Swim of like Space Ghost, coast to coast.
Space Ghost, coast to coast.
Right? Is Skeletor.
Pops in, little quick meme, out he goes.
Can you imagine? That would be damn good. Can you imagine like a whole? I've seen it, but like a sort of a C-Lab 2021, but of He-Man. That would be
AI remix. That's how you're going to do it. Just throw it in the AI, out it pops. Delicious. Better than Bug Biscuits and Gravy, Si.
Bug Biscuits and Gravy.
That's tonight's sponsor, Bug Biscuits and Gravy. Brought to you by the Allen's Antichrist food products.
It's interesting actually, though, like thinking about the future. Look at this client, right? In person, they like talk about this, like, I'm going to get myself a little place up in Queensland somewhere, or blah, 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 blah. Talk about this, and they're going to have this, and how they're going to have their bathroom and things. It's like really interesting. They like all their home shows and stuff,
Yeah.
It's not weird. That's quite normal. I'm not saying anything weird about them. It's totes norms. But
upgrading and stuff, yeah.
In my mind, when they're thinking that, and I think about what I think about, I'm like, oh yeah. It just amazes me like what different people sort of plot for their future.
Yeah,
or like,
the plans.
And I mean, I guess I've kind of really looked to the future of like probably being in some kind of like propped up shanty, like I made like a cubby house like a kid.
Yeah.
It's like a bigger one, a shanty style cubby house, a bit of tin,
humpy.
other bits, some humpy.
Tech
humpy,
of course. Yeah,
tech humpy with a few fucking friends,
that's it.
Some kind of like robot sort of thing, kind of scurrying around on the floor.
Monitoring.
And the fetcher, and living in like just sort of whatever the fringe projects of the of the sort of
shanty town.
The shanty town full of 80 to like 130-year-olds.
Bris Vegas, which is Kingsland's greatest city, which is
drinking
encompasses the
wine.
Gold Coast, Ipswich, all the way through to Toowoomba, and then mega, and then all the way.
And most of it's
sunny.
just shantified, except for like this central core of just like and I guess like and we sort of like snicker at them all in there because they sort of think that they're great, but they're soon to be 32 and finished, thrown on the heat.
Through out the meat wagon, out the other side.
And we're sitting there like 89-year-olds, whatever, like just like drinking our synth wine. Adjusting cyberware, drinking
just
synth
going
wine.
blind, having to change out fucking optics every 6 months due to going blind. It actually causes blindness through the cyberware, cyber optics.
That's
so
the level
strong,
of alcohol.
just so fucking strong.
So
and we just had this full synth liver just going hard.
Synth liver just
that's it. Almost drinking what you put in a jet. True rocket fuel.
Like not even reminiscing, just like really, like just.
Remember that time when I wanted to be a fucking spaceman?
Yeah, well, you're a fucking space cadet, man. You just never got past the cadet bit.
That's right.
Fucking cadets.
Motherfucking cadets.
Fucking motherfucking cadets. Then they gone and dropped that goddamn rock on us.
Remember when the moon fucking declared war those years back then? Dropped that big fucking rock, the second moon, on us. Just holding it there.
I think that's just interesting to me. Like it's either like, I don't know. Like, I think it's sort of, it's good to be, and if it's not that, it'll just be I'll be part of some roving RV convoy of things, or like it's like
full nomad
mode. I mean,
well, that's what I've been picturing in my mind, like just this fucking hardened vehicle, bulletproof fucking, motherfucking turrets on the top, cunt.
Turrets, man.
Yeah. It's feeding it.
Yeah, that's right.
Hijacking fuel tankers so that we can fill our vehicles again.
That's where the immortals are trying to come to get you for like fresh DNA. You know what I mean? You're just fending them off.
No, you can't have it.
But you are the aged ones. You have the genes.
Go fuck yourself.
Give me my own spaceship. 3 virgins out of here.
That's it.
You know?
We're heading to Alpha Centauri, you motherfuckers, and leaving you wretched fucking biogenetically modified pieces of shit behind.
That's it, dirt worms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I don't do the full like Mad Max, but I certainly do the cyberpunk. I mean, it still feels very bright for cyberpunk, but
too bright. Not enough rain.
slow. We're just slow.
It's just not raining enough. I mean, in that northern hemisphere, it is, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, you could be.
It could be Night City up in any one of those.
Man,
cities
if we were living in, if you and I were in San Francisco and we were based out of there, we'd have a whole different.
The true crew first started. That's right.
We'd have a very different. We'd be saying that
boys.
It has arrived. You know, as we walk out this, and there's like you can see spot fires off in the distance, and homeless people and fucking sirens, and you know, someone's just banging someone else across the road, and you know, like totally, like
cops using fucking splat plastic to fucking mold people to walls.
I said wait.
Dudes launching fucking grenade launches into Cyber Psycho who's you know destroying the neighborhood.
I think the thing with that is like I can see talent acquisition where the need to like where everyone's so boosted. Like I don't mean like just like cybernetically, but
but everything else it's a chip to the
like everything is just totally like we're like going and then you know whoever is that genius chip designer like that
comes up
it's
with
like better than an AI. Like there's like they're actually like.
Because even we did in the games, like we came up with dual chips and tri chips, which had like it dropped the stat of the the thing, but it gave you 3 in 1.
That's it, give you 3, but at low, so you could at least have a go.
So it gave you a base level. That's it. In emergencies only.
Hubs, chip hub. Hubs.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Oh my gosh, my ear, plug it in.
Oh yeah.
Scratching my ear in. Oh.
So crazy garbage act inside.
What's happening? Garbage app.
Garbage truck. Yeah, it's just meme city at the moment. Like garbage is in. Recycling the garbage is in.
Well, here talking about garbage, trucks. I saw this thing the other day. It was like an idea. So it was a niche idea. Yeah. And what you do is you go out and you buy like a small petrol tanker.
Yeah, just
like
a delivery.
Like a 200 litre or 400 litre. But what I don't know how big they go, but probably 1,000 litres or something.
That's it. Fill it up with NOS.
Something that's easy to drive around with. And then what you do is people just call, instead of them having to go to a petrol station, you just go to them and fill them up.
That's it, on the side of the road, like creating the virtual network. I mean, it's a bit more expensive when you pump off the truck and he's out in the middle of Whoop Walk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't
have to walk for fucking, you know,
you're busy at work.
100 Ks or whatever, yeah.
No, but not even that, you're just busy at work.
He just comes and fills you up at work.
Yeah.
Nice. The mini trucks. Mini trucks would be good.
Exactly, got it. Like the ones they used to make with Lego, you know, like the little sort of, they're on a flatbed, like the truck, the tank just
quarter tanker. Yep,
the tank's like on just on the one back. It doesn't have like multis. Yeah.
No, just one little thing, and that's it. Yeah.
It's so cool. You know, hopefully it's a limited lifespan, but
well, you should have them with generators, so you can cruise around and charge up your electric cars, electric car rescue. Little generator on the back of a truck, just insta charge.
Well, that's
why aren't they doing that? Copyright 2024.
How many shop?
I mean, cheap, very cheap.
I'm not sure what the whole thing is with range anxiety with cars. Like it's this whole thing with electric cars, like people tripping on it. Oh, I know, and I can't. Like, okay, if you don't have an electricity point in your house, like you can't, but you can get to your car. Well, maybe you have to park on the street down the road, you know.
Yeah.
Well, here you got a problem. But besides that, like I don't know, like wherever you go, like even driving around the town, unless you're a worker, who's driving 400 kilometers?
Yeah. Truck drivers, fucking technicians like myself, you know.
People are working.
Technical robots out there in the field milking the turtles. Yeah.
It's not anyone else. It's not soccer mum.
No,
you know, it's not business
soccer mum's just going picking up fucking kids and then dropping them home. You know, maybe to the shopping centre, drop them at their friend's house. I mean, fuck, how far is that?
20, maybe 20 Ks or that.
Fuck all.
40 Ks.
Exactly. They don't need no big fucking off-road fucking piece of shit to protect their kids with. They just need a fucking decent electric vehicle. Good frame, good chassis.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's what I see a lot of them driving these bloody
exactly
trucks, and I'm like,
I know.
What the fuck? I'm in this little car, and you're driving this fucking dinosaur spewing all this shit out at me every time you fire it up or put your foot down.
Monstrous things. The roads just get bigger and bigger.
No, I guess that's part of the whole, you know, the status thing, you know. The bigger the vehicle, the smaller the penis, isn't it? Isn't that the
well, and and so if your penis is as small as the clitoris, then you
got like you drive like you know a coal truck. No, you'd be driving around a coal truck to accommodate for it. That's it. You know.
Yep. Giant
Get out of my
Maserati
way.
coal truck.
I'm fucking huge, you know. I've got a dick the size of a clitoris.
How's this? Talk about exactly on that. So I'm going to the shopping centre today. I turn in to go to the underground car park. In a city, like, and then there's a guy and realizes that he can't actually go in. These vehicles actually knocking the sign. You know,
yeah.
It's like, sorry, I have to go back. So they're in a work van. I'm cool. There's an Audi behind me. I this Audi decides that it's so important.
4 rings.
As I
Good
was
old
waiting
4 rings.
peacefully,
Yeah.
just indicating, that it decides to go around me and the truck, the van,
Oh,
reverse,
clever.
and go in the exit area.
That's extreme cleverness. No wonder they got 4 rings, mate.
Went straight into the exit. Decided they could just go through the exit. I was like, wow.
Special. No, they should have had a big S on the back of their car. You know how people have P and you know the L, right? They should have an S on there for fucking special. FS if they're fucking special, like really fucking special.
It's not pretty
and
special.
S if they're special. You
know? No, it's not as FS.
He was FS, fucking special.
So I just blocked in the other cars so they couldn't get out of the exit behind the gates, boom gates, like. And then
I think that's FSC. That's FCF. FCC. Was it?
FSC.
FSC. Yeah, that's it. Fucking special cunt.
No.
Hey?
Oh,
or FSK, we should say.
K.
No, because cunt spelled with a C is useful. Come on. Everyone knows that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
So,
Kiss
so then as that van comes out, mate, then the Audi has these ponderings about trying to like squeeze in.
Squeezings.
I made sure that wasn't a real something to think
about. You helped him avoid it, did you? Squeezing in?
No.
Oh, good.
Well, look,
one thing I don't like is someone muscling in. Like,
no.
Indication? Sure. Be my guest. I'm feeling courteous, but you know, muscling in? I don't know. I don't like it. It's not high on my list, but it'll get you on the list. You know what I mean? I may not look like I'm being a cunt with a K, but I'm definitely going to be a cunt with a K. Yeah. Courtesy is everything. That's another C word, courtesy. We should do it like special word for the day. Courtesy. Goodness me.
Today's word.
There is no money riding on whether you get the special word or not. Whether you listen long enough and you comment down below and get the or in the live chat, because you know the live chat is going, but we don't watch it. We don't look at it. Whatever. Talk amongst yourselves. If you want to discuss what we're talking about, then go for your life. But otherwise, yeah. Means nothing to me.
No, this is just our recording.
Yeah, true. It's just wild, really.
We just make it live for them.
Yeah,
if they so
that's it. You get to see how the actual
not my problem.
the bullshit goes down.
Don't come at me with your frickin'.
Yeah, I'll get my essays on you, cunt. I'll get my essays right on you.
Having fucking, not having your needs, man. Like, no one's paying attention to you. Just being ignored. Feel like you're being ignored. You're not being ignored.
Again?
Yeah, you're not being ignored because being ignored would suggest you were known.
Yeah.
And we just weren't even aware of your existence.
We're not even taking notice of it. So.
Yeah. Well, it's not ignored. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Not
I might comment on the replay. Like sometimes I've jumped in and commented on our own replay. So
oh, have you? That's fine.
If you've been, what is it?
I really want to do that.
Smart enough to jump in on one of the the premieres, and sometimes we'll be in there just commenting on shit. Not apologising, because we never apologise. What's to apologise for? Seriously, Si. What is there to apologise for unless you make something,
No, there's a couple of times in my life where definitely.
Had to apologise.
Well, no, it was appropriate. Well, and even not just acknowledging, actually. Not even apologising. Just going, fixing it.
Oh, yeah. Edit in progress.
Acknowledging.
Immediate edit.
And then fixing.
Never to be a behavioural issue again. That's it. Edit and personality complete. Save. Off we go.
Still just
lesson learned. Well. Lesson learned. You are the teacher and I am the student.
The apology. But even like not doing something right, you just look at the person, acknowledge. Oh, I fucked that up.
Yeah. Fix it up. Never laugh while whacking someone.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's cruel. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is cruel. This is sort of like a
have some look of sorrow in your eye when you dispense the punishment. Okay, because it humanises the experience rather than just laughing and having a maniacal look like you possess like a demon while you're lashing, strapping. Oh, just such fond memories of childhood for me.
This is your life advice.
Oh yeah. So please, if you're going to do the lashing, please just don't laugh while you're doing. Have a little look of pity, and then the child may recover a lot easier and quicker from the physical beating.
Rachel has a lovely idea. Oops. Anyway, I'm gonna screw it up. But so about the youngling's birthday, and so it says to me, "Can you
no heads on silver platters requested?
No, can you just give like maybe." Write a story about, let's write a little thing about like what you would tell your 13-year-old self, like what sort of wisdom you would give your 13-year-old self.
13-year-old self-advice.
So I thought about my 13-year-old self, and I was like,
well, I'd definitely say when Bitcoin turns up, just buy a little bit of it and hold on to it for a while, and then you'll be right. You should be right. And then once you get to a point where you've got enough, you just sell it off and then be happy. Do your thing, build your little, solar refuge, the sun layout house that I had planned with the central hub and then the little container home offshoots with the different functions for it. Oh, it was pretty cool. Create a dream. Someone will steal it. It's good. It's good. I hope someone builds it.
I don't know, that kind of historical
advice.
The advices. I just think I did come up with some other ideas, thankfully later in the day, but definitely when I was asked.
I also come up with the container home, Space Invader home. So it's in the shape of the Space Invader, like clipped together and with stuff separating it. So, but it just looks like a giant Space Invader with lighting on the front. So when the people are driving up to your house, there's like the bum 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 bum. You need to have it animated, man. It would be so funny.
Or the actual house.
Yeah, with LEDs, not the actual house, but you could have it like the LEDs, move the lighting up and down and left and right, so it would give the impression that it's moving. You know what I mean? Like even more freaky. Dum 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 dum. Music playing as you come up the driveway.
Giant Space Invader looking at you. Children not getting the reference.
And all of a sudden the little barn just starts moving left and right, and then this beam of light keeps shooting up.
Oh, look, it's a retro graphics.
Just some dude playing giant Space Invaders in his backyard. Huge LED screen that he's created across his house. Dum bum bum bum. One of those, the panel things, man. You could do it right now. Those light panel stuff, and just hook together this massive fucking screen.
No, what you want to do?
Super Space Invader Day.
Wow. No, what you want to do is be on a. You actually want to have control of like full suburb worth of housing.
So satellite view.
Well, maybe from a hill. Maybe from a hill.
So the houses are all set up as the Space Invaders. Moving along.
And the lights just are all pixels.
Yeah, special sequence through the TCP/IP.
And the housing all. Yeah, that's it. Link the houses all together.
Special numbers, IP numbers.
You know what?
For the
That'd actually be quite the trip. Like imagine, say down in Sydney somewhere where they do like the fireworks things and everything. And there's like always the opera house and the bridge and shit.
Yada. The same old.
Yeah, so what if you actually integrated all of the buildings, like the housing?
That's what I'm saying, man. You get the Space Invaders going, and people would be just like, what the fuck? They'd be looking at the fireworks, they'd be looking at like a building's going, Space Invader on them.
I can see,
You can do that with clear panel LED stuff, man. You can do that. Just fucking lay a whole wall of it.
You could do it with computer controlled lighting. Like, or just the internal lighting. Like,
well, they did it with the stupid, what is it, the ball thing, the curved screens they use for the eye of fucking, what is it, Las Vegas.
I'm just talking about using the actual lighting of the house. Like, you actually use the light coming out of the windows and shape, like.
Put everyone in with special dial-up lighting system controlled by music. Dial in special.
Like imagine in a building,
Wi-Fi
instead of like shooting a light at the building, or
because I got that at home, like I turn on my lights with the special app, turn them off and shit.
Or putting a screen on the building, just taking control of all the internal lighting of the building, so that at night, you could have the building like just with like the lighting, say on the outer offices, just going around the building like circles. This light sort of moving in a spiral. So from a distance, the building just looks like
it's just got this light spiral going on.
This light spiral, just going up,
scrolling up, scrolling down.
Totally.
Doable, absolutely doable.
Oh, very doable. No, we don't. Yeah, like using, and especially now we've got very
we allow
low
you to
wattage.
use our ideas. That's what we are.
Especially now we've got such low wattage. Well, that's the whole.
We can't
purpose.
afford to do this shit ourselves. We can't afford to do it. So we just, and really, the time and energy that it would take to do that shit. I mean, it looks.
You know how much time and energy it takes to like.
I'd rather just give you the idea
ideas.
and then you do it. You do it. I don't give a fuck. Just come
Being
up
part of
with
the
ideas
idea
all day
engine
long.
is actually it takes a
I
whole
always
lot.
love R&D.
It's fucking energy. It's energy.
I'm R&D, man. I'm R&D. Like
it takes a lot of us.
I give you
to
the
be
idea
R&D.
and I just give you a little thing and off you go.
Yep.
Make it.
There's a little maker bunny. Watch them bounce around.
Picks up the little carrot and runs away. Makes $1 billion. Oh, good on you, little bunny. Now I can afford to buy it. Thank you. Bunny's job is done.
Bunny's job is done.
It's always done. Bunny's on the run. Do you know what time it is, kids? There shouldn't be any children watching this. This is an AO, adults discussion. This has been a SciTV presentation.
It's interesting this sort of like,
Buckles screaming.
Wow, what was
made
that?
a few dollars, man. He's just going off. Someone's trying to kill him. In game.
Oh yeah. Bungle's GTA 5 streaming.
Getting the money. Cha-ching. Bungle bucks.
Well, the thing is that like we actually could at any point in time in the world today, right? There is somebody who'd be wanting to see somebody else do something, whatever that is.
Correct.
Like drive, like.
Well, that was your concept of SciTV. People want to see that shit, and they pay money to see it.
And then you actually just end up with like a, like that's the thing. Like someone gives the Bungle money, Bungle gives somebody else money. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's
You've
like
talked about it before.
It's economy.
Kids are trading cards, and that's their money now. The paraphernalia. They're fully NFT, man. They're invested.
But in the sense of like, we don't, unless there's a real reason that the value of a business in the modern world is if whatever it is requires more than one person to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you need a bunch of people to actually pull it off, then
but pretty much for most businesses, it's your salesman. It's the top guy.
Well, isn't it just you?
The top guy that sells it, he makes the money, and then the business makes the money.
Oh yeah.
He just sells the fucking shit, sells the shit out of it.
That's usually just salary. You get a bit of commission.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about the the big man, the cheese, name it cheese. He's got to have, or she's got to have, like personality. Can't be a robot and run a company. Oh, well, you can be a robot and run a company, and AI is going to take your job well before a robot takes mine.
I think the point is that you just don't need, like most things like that we do now. We just really wouldn't need to be employees. Like if we just have like if we just Venmo each other or whatever.
Pretty much. Yeah,
pay the person online, do the whatever. Yeah, pay the creator. But then put yourself like what you do, as well accessible. So it's about so you're just like
well, you got multi streams. You know what I mean?
So, like you're all of us.
Yeah. Everyone's getting multi streams.
And then we don't.
You're getting you do your little niche. Make your videos,
and then the money just
goes
round and round. The money then just does the economy thing.
Boom, circulates. Because a flowing economy is a good economy, so.
Because then that whole thing's
not a stagnant one sitting there doing nothing.
You know what I thought was interesting? I heard that guy, the rich dad, poor dad dude.
Yeah.
I love how like just sassy he is. Like it's just like.
Oh, he's got the shit, mate.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He's just so. He's kind of rude almost. Kind of a fun way.
You've got to be a little bit rude. You've got to be a little bit.
He's cool.
Pushy. You know what I mean?
Kawasaki, what his name is.
Come on.
Anyhow, so.
Love the Kawasaki's.
Yeah, he's was talking about this thing around like capital gains.
Yeah.
So he says, you buy a
well,
place.
it's good.
And he said, people sell it.
Really over a long
you never want to sell. You should never sell.
Correct.
Well, unless it's losing, just pointless. But like in businesses, but definitely in property, basically, it was saying, look, if I sell it
in the ultimate monopoly game, yeah.
if I buy a property and I sell it, I have to pay tax on it. It's a taxable event.
Yeah. So you just don't.
However, if I take out a loan on it,
boom, it's generated more cash and I haven't done a thing.
Debt. Generated more cash. Haven't done a thing.
Debt.
People. He said if people understood
debt, or assets already else. Debt. Power of debt. Exactly. So. Be indebted.
Well, because we live in a debt equals wealth world. It's insane.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? He who goes out with the most owing is the winner. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? Invitation to doom. I hear nails being attacked.
Yeah, just a quick tidy. If I don't do a bit of a tidy every day after I've worked, they get raggedy and then they tear. It's a special learning. I literally have to do it every day.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
First rule of Fight Club, keep your nails short.
Is it?
Don't wear any rings. Come on. He only just gave you the silly stuff like that. We don't talk about it, but nails short, don't wear rings. Fair. Someone starts slapping, it's over.
You can't slap.
No, if you slap to say you're out, you know what I mean? Tap out. Is that what they call it? Tap, slap, tapping, slap.
I know you're like slap somebody, slap a person.
Stop.
I was like,
Stop it.
Mr. Slapper.
Enough. Yeah, learn the lesson. Lesson learned.
Well, why no nails? Why keep nails short?
Well,
they
you
break.
Don't scratch. There's no, like when you scratch yourself, if you've got long nails, you're getting anywhere close to somewhere sensitive or whatever. Eye gouging.
Yes, proper things. It's this whole process of denuding our animals.
Yeah, well, it's animalistic.
We take back. They're not allowed to have nails. Take off the nails. De-animalize. Denudis. Thin them out. Weaken. Keep them weak.
Yeah, and now you can have little tiny fish inside your nails and stuff. Not real ones, little plastic fish, of course.
Okay, I was like, wow, like a little tiny fish.
I've only heard of the pendant turtle stuff, where they stamp a little turtle into a plastic pendant with its water supply, but basically it just runs out of air. It's a special overseas souvenir at one stage. A little plastic turtle, or not real turtle inside a plastic container, sealed plastic container. Limited lifespan. Yeah, man. It was at one stage. Yeah, there was things like that. Special morbid takeaways from a country of beauty. Here, take one of these small turtles inside a plastic.
What the fuck? People put a turtle.
Oh man, I've seen heaps, bro. I've seen heaps. Like,
I mean,
I don't need conspiracy.
Look,
I've seen
I'm acting like outraged. I'm acting outraged.
No,
but I'm not surprised. I'm not actually surprised. As soon as you described it, I'm like, I'm just seeing it. I'm like, fuck the fuck people. Like a tadpole or something,
seriously,
maybe.
Man. Yeah,
but like an actual fucking
like
turtle.
Yeah.
There are small turtles, like baby small turtle, and you just chuck it.
No, seriously, it's just fucked up.
And then it dies.
Obviously, they were getting
because
enough
it stayed
just
well,
to be able to go, oh look.
I mean, it's sealed.
They're going to get eaten by sharks or all these other marine life, so we can put them in a little plastic thing and serve them to people. A few bucks.
Do they?
Get a little turtle. I mean, if a person's smart, they take it from that country over to their country, and then
you'd never get it.
It's still alive,
You'd never get it.
Get it past customs, would you? Little wriggly thing. Is that thing alive? No, it's dead.
No, that's
it's in formaldehyde.
They
put it in formaldehyde.
I
just guarantee it's dead. It's definitely sterilized.
You just taught it to just be still. Be still, cat. Be still. And then that's right. And they're gonna. It's a kitty. Get a special cat.
Well, when you think of the cat and being still, you got to think of it's a bad boy Bubby.
I always think of. I only
instantly throw him back to bad boy Bubby.
That's what I'm quoting.
Life in plastic.
It's a quotable, man.
Plastic, man.
It's quotable. Bad boy Bubby is. I mean, I don't know if I could recommend
benchmark in Australian historical movie entertainment.
The only people. The only people I could recommend Bad Boy Bubby to are people who have watched Bad Boy Bubby.
Of course, of course.
Because I think beyond that, like, imagine, would you recommend it to
You need
your
to have the
young...
fascination and the reason to watch it. You know what I mean?
Would I recommend it to my younglings? I would
Probably
tell
not.
them. No, I'd
But,
tell
you
them.
know,
Well,
let them discover, man. I think Bad Boy Bubby is a discovery thing. You don't, you know.
well, I mean, you just wouldn't now. Why would, like, who the volume of content and generative content basically is pumping out the fuck now?
Yeah.
Is why would you ever watch, like, unless maybe like looking for an old documentary or someone's old like walkthrough of a thing,
historical Australian movie culture. Yeah.
But unless you're like a particularly, like, if that's your bent, like you suddenly got into old films or something, like I don't think anyone why would they watch an old film?
True. So much modern, you know,
like, do you watch an old film?
Trough, was it? I do. I've always loved black and whites, man. I've been
okay,
ever since I started watching TV. I've watched black and whites, man. Black and whites were the classics. You know, it's back when real men were gay. You know what I mean? They weren't just happy; they were fucking gay.
Yeah. Do you? Okay, when was like where do you watch that? When was the last time you watched something that wasn't, I don't know, now made in the last 2 years, except like a document, like research?
Heaps, man. I got the special access to the, you know, the.
But like, do you go and watch an old film? I mean, I've got catalog. Do you?
I do jump into back catalog, of course. It's always good to catch up.
Name.
You know what I mean? Bit of Clockwork Orange, you know.
Okay, when was the last time you watched Clockwork Orange?
Probably 6 months ago. Just
wow,
bit of the, you know, the
really
Malcolm McDowell update.
Okay, that's indicated. Yeah, that's indicative. All right. Okay, so you do a little rotation.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
It's classics.
Yeah, I did the rotation for a while, but I don't. Do I? I even struggle, like, if I don't finish a series, like, to then go back because it's now like not the latest thing.
A lot of times I get point of reference, like some of the people I'm listening to, they're going, "Oh, have you seen?" And then I go, "Yeah, I have watched it a few times." And then they're like, "Oh, blah 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 blah," and I go, "Think, recall, playback. No, I didn't see that." And then maybe, "Oh, okay, I'll go and rewatch it." I mean, you know, I was during those times watching it, you know, either family or, you know, friends. So yeah, watching together. Sometimes distraction, you miss something. But yes, true. Not too much jumping back on the old catalog.
I don't find, like, even with music.
Dan was big on it, like, you know.
Even in music, man, like if I ask, like, I basically go to my music interaction is I go to recently downloaded, so purchased or whatever, like the things I've sort of grabbed from Apple Music, they're not purchased, which is like a single.
Ignoring your history.
Yeah, and I just watch, and then I just listen to like the last 2 or 3, maybe
so much
4
content,
songs.
ignoring the history.
Yeah, and then I don't even listen to the song that I listened to 1,000 times, like whatever, you know, 6 months ago. I've never even listened to it ever again.
Yeah. Oh, I've got some hot lists, man. I do my little hook myself up, you know, and that's what OBS is about. You know? It's about hooking yourself up, you know. Unlimited music supply, OBS.
Is it?
Well, pretty much might as well be. You can record whatever's on your screen. You're recording us now.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I'm sure if someone was watching us through OBS on their computer, they'd be recording us too.
They could be.
Yeah, we don't send an encrypted signal from what we do out to the internets. So yeah, it's. I mean, if we had some sort of packet encrypted live feed, then yeah, sure, we'd be.
Something's trying to block the recording.
You'd need to have the key to get in, wouldn't you?
Something's trying to block the recording of YouTube and things. Like if you tried to load in, if you try to select, if you try to select a
I can tell you one
browser
thing
window
that doesn't allow it is it knows OBS is present, and that is Crunchy.
I was going to say exactly what I was about to mention. Crunchy roll right, it just goes no black.
Black. You can hear the audio, and I'm thinking, well, that's cool. If I want to make some songs or something, I can do the audio thing. You know what I mean? Like, because there is some cute, buddy, in the anime stuff. There's some cute.
Well, of course.
Mega. Whip up a little cheapage or something, you know, combination. But cheap combination.
Yeah, the crunch does not like so.
Yeah. It knows when it's being watched. It's like black.
It's quite specifically called that actually.
Well, it's a paid service. It has the right to be encrypted. So
it does.
It has the right not to be recorded. It should be able to apply itself in that.
It's one of those moments where all those things, you know, that we talked about, like CLICKUP and all those other technologies where they were going to bake in like encrypt, like DRM management into CPUs.
Yep, of course.
And then there was a big complaint. No, we don't ever hear about it anymore. That's because it is.
No, it's suddenly just gone.
That's because it is in the CPUs.
Hey, we just don't talk about it, all right? We don't talk about it. It's one of those things.
No, but that's what enables that kind of tech.
It's like nerfing AI. We don't talk about it. We just don't talk about nerfing AI. We just help AI, and we don't talk about it.
I was watching a guy last night actually on a YouTube channel, Cosmos, Mr. Cosmog or something, and he was just showing like, or they were just showing like building. They were doing experiments in Unity, using like a physics-based space basically, and then using it as a training.
They can build a building or whatever.
Oh no, training in Unity, just training AIs, using it as an environment to train physical AIs.
Yeah. Which is like sort of what Dojo's doing with running the cars and
exactly,
simulations. Yeah, true. Training.
There's people running creatures everywhere. There is like an actual like forest. I don't even know what to say. Like there's a bubbling like, you know, at any one time
undertone of AI, just, you know,
there could be hundreds of thousands of them running,
chugging
all at once, popping up and down.
Well, I'm chugging them. I'm still chugging them through InWorld, even though I don't have access anymore for some reason. But I'm still able to access, and I'm chugging them,
So
filling
you
them
don't
up
have,
with my
so you don't have
special
access, but you do have access.
assumed news information. So yeah, it's doing well, man. It's like another 400 or something hits on one clip.
Yep.
Yeah, for a little shitty little assuming everything news channel.
Yeah,
It's
it's
sort of
good.
B, not the B. You know what I mean? Like it's
Well,
a
you
real
cracked 20.
title,
See,
but
did you notice you went from 20 to
it's B and
22?
I know.
So
I'm gaining on the
gains.
assumptions. I
Got
like it.
gains. You got.
I'm gonna make more assumptions. I
You
tell you.
got
I'm
some more
gonna
assumptions to
I
make.
gotta make heaps more assumptions,
Yeah,
right?
I know, right?
Maybe even bring in a fourth to the news panel. Who
Well,
knows? Might have
3D.
to
We got a 3D.
you
Got a
know
3D.
pass over one of my waifus into the news channel. You know.
Oh.
I can just pull the waifus, man. I got them all there. Added some more. I was disappointed because I wanted to add the bunny girl and the cat girl to the special AI lineup of
No
my
more guys though?
waifus, and I was like, fuck,
No
man.
more animals?
I can't. Well, at the moment, until I access again, and I mean, I can rewrite all the personalities. I mean, that's not a problem. Like, half of them were just randomly generated on the initial prompt that I added, you know, with some base character stuff. But I can change it up. I don't give a shit. Especially for the
He
news.
don't care.
The news, he don't care because
Well,
even with the news, man, like all I need to do is just generate another news reporter. Shit, I can make it a kangaroo, an emu, or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't give a shit, man.
That's
New
what I mean.
persona.
The few people I've shown it to, that's sort of what they talked about. Like, why? Where's the other ones? And the other one was like, why has it got a weird American voice doing an Australian accent?
and that's only because I haven't.
I know. Don't explain to me
Well,
why.
there's Aussie characters. I didn't select it.
No, I don't mind
selected the American character because of
It's
the
kind
tone
of
of the
stupid. It's
voice,
good.
and then did fucking tuning with the the speed and
I don't think it's stupid bad either. I
all
mean,
the
like,
other bits, man.
it's
know
kind of like twisted. It's like
Yeah.
it's discordant. It's like how
I was just throwing characters.
it's
in
like
there,
how
really.
no, it's like how Wendy is like Japanese, but then not like at all. Like just doing.
Well, she's just Google Japanese. That's what Wendy is. Wendy's just me
Yeah.
punching in the English translation for the weather report for the wrong location that's being displayed behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've just randomly selected from the Google Earth, doing my little smurf on the Google Earth, which I like. I'm going to be doing some more Google Earthing, so yeah, and just live Google Earthing and zooming in on strange shit, and why not? Why not?
Well,
spaceships, man. I was born to be a spaceship. Like I wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted to be a
yes.
spaceman, but truly I am a spaceship, and I'm glad that I selected that as my title.
You have your own
Like,
body.
truly
In
a
that way.
spaceship, a spaceship amongst men. You know.
We're a spaceship for like definitely for like some trillion microorganisms living that is the colony called M.
Living, breathing little spacemanauts inside me, all my little companions, of course.
Well, but this is the thing. Like, I think it was really interesting, and in the Culture series of novels by Ian M. Banks, and they have the spaceships there that can go in hyperspace and stuff. They're huge and they're so big, but they can have like millions of people like on them. Yeah. Going places, doing things. There's some people like go into like sleeper ships and hibernate. Like like it's just. Then you think about like the sort of the way the spaceship is an AI. Like the whole thing, its body is the body is its body.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it has to be.
But then all these creatures running
it's
around
a body
it,
pushing
it's
through
its
space,
microbiome,
which will take care of the bodies inside it while it's pushing through space.
The microbiome, and how that is like sort of like this group think, and it actually still has like a crew.
Yeah,
like
of
a
course
human
it does.
crew that hangs out
Yeah.
with it.
Interacts and
does stuff, fixes stuff, and those things.
Yeah.
It's still a spaceship.
All along for the road.
But it's also totally. But it's got a full autonomy. Like it's a sentient. It's recognized as a life form. But the spaceship is not a.
Well, I want to feel
being.
secure that the thing's looking after me while I'm, hyper jumping between here and the Orion Nebula, right? That while I'm suspended in animation, that this mother, which is carrying its children to this other destination,
Exactly.
would get there and wake us up when we're there. You know what I mean? Like. Little alarm bells go on in the virtual simulation going, meet. We are arriving at Alpha Centauri. Destination completed.
No.
I'm your AI guide. You are now waiting. Special music. Coming out of deep sleep, coma sleep. Okay, how far do we travel? We're at Alpha Centauri. Okay.
What would be interesting about that is like you think about it in a way, like sometimes if you
hello mother, can you hear me? Yes, my
the thing about like saying populating the universe, say the galaxy, like you're just saying that like we go to we go to different solar, another planet like Alpha Centauri. So
I'm already there. I'm standing there. I'm breathing the air from other planets.
Planets,
right now.
I'm
already there. Moon, been there. Mars, all the planets, just been there. Yeah. Floating out now near the Oort cloud and just looking at the universe with that one eye, just looking really hard at the universe with the one eye.
But there's this thing about it, like it's sort of like, how do you have a galactic civilization when the time it would take us to say get back and forth or spend, it wouldn't really work, yeah? So But if you then kind of rethink about that and you go,
The
no,
seeding process. Yeah.
yeah, but not just this. Yes, the seeding process, but like,
That's why it's got to be jumps.
but how it's
create
actually
jumps
an individual's
so that the
life.
first big launch where
The
you
reason
launch
why
away
you can
with those
have
resources and then
like
head
that
to that particular spot. Yeah.
is that it's not about when we look at it, we talk about it like sort of a civilization going out, oh, these spaceships full of people. But what it comes down to actually is it's an individual's life.
No, by the time they get where they're going, right, at whatever speed it is close to light, and physically breakable by bending
Oh
and
yeah,
bolting
10%,
space or
maybe
whatever
20,
the fuck, right?
20%, whatever
Using
is slow.
wormholes to
No,
fucking
what if we go
curve
to normal
around and
speeds? Normal speed.
No, but you'd land at that different planet. On Earth, you would think that already where Mars is done, Moon is done, space station's done, shipyard done, right? You'd be landing on the planet. This had already been done. Maybe several shipyards.
Yes.
Hotels. You know what I mean? Like biomes for growing food up in space. You know what I mean? Anti-gravity and like dealing with the whatever it is from all the experiments they did on the ISS. Then you'd be looking at how do you feed a hotel in space and the surrounding space, structures and whoever decides to, pitch up in a fucking pod and be, part of it.
So, yes.
Yeah,
so,
well, you'd have people that could afford it being able to fucking throw their own pod up there and then just hitch and lift, where it's space elevator or fucking, Elon fucking people throw.
Oh, you're talking about like what's changed.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you've got to Alpha Centauri, what's happened here?
All that shit should already be in place and we should be basically already partially colonized in Mars. Because remember
Oh, you're saying before we're sending out a spaceship.
Yeah.
So but when we're doing this, but when we're doing that spaceship sending,
and they'd be plopping stuff. They'd be like, Mother would be doing big turds, and each one of those turds would be a communication array to speed up the actual through space communications.
Yeah, we'll build a network. We'll build a structure.
Exactly.
Structure as we go.
Dropping down arrays and relays near certain places where they can harvest energy or have the
using lasers powered by suns.
Light speed communication between each fucking position, so that when you're out there, you're getting real data immediately back.
No, to push the ship using lasers to push the ship powered by suns.
Refocusing suns to push the special solar sails from one to another.
Yes.
It feels like those old days, when they first, attached all the reeds together and put the little mast in there, the cross with the blanket on there.
And that'll be like this whole initial navigation system, how we navigate. We'll be like being fired from sun to sun.
All the way down undies.
And going from sun to sun, and how we'll use lasers to then like actually make this network, and we'll be bounced and bent off things, focused and just redirected off places, building kind of like almost a mechanical network,
Close to light speed, but not quite. Photonic speed. Laser photonic speed.
It doesn't really matter. So this is like the thing about the
because there's nothing to unless you bump into something.
So the thing about
you want to make sure those channels that you're going from one place to another are clear.
If we only get to 20% of the speed of light, like 10-20%, we don't have a crack at.
That's still pretty fast.
So you're going you're colonizing the galaxy. It takes 100,000 years.
Colonizing.
200,000 years. So thank you, Isaac Arthur, for these kinds of
special
tidbits of information.
The guidance,
special ways.
Yeah. Robots are our friends, not our enemies. Yep.
But then I think what I just realized is that on one level it feels really like, how would you ever communicate? How would the things stay together, cohesive? Because the time it would take, if it was like 100 years to travel between one place to the next, like everything would have changed. Like by the time, like you're saying, like by the time that spaceship we left Alpha Centauri and we got to Alpha Centauri would be like a billion people on the planet. But where it makes sense, how it makes sense is this, is that for me, like, so I just take it to myself, and I'm the person going to Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
What I have is a full life. Like if I only lived like for 200 years or something in the beginnings of life extension, I've still
That'd
done
be enough to achieve what you need to achieve on the
especially with cryo and whatever, like, so you're going from planet to planet, coming back out.
Fighting the new entities, which, they call the space colonizing.
It doesn't really matter.
We got some space Indians that need some real close attention.
But what if you only did live for 200 years? But those 200 years were spent, like, say, in 3 to 5 years, like
space
equivalent
planet, of like the Cro-Magnon people,
and then like going to the next planet,
turn
like
up there and just outbreed
and to spend your life with like a bunch of friends, like 200 people on the spaceship that you get to know as you're traveling through it's like your whole own micro world.
Man, friendships would be much longer.
They would be, but even if you only were 200 years, but those 200 years were spent over like 5,000 or 10,000 years.
Yes, correct, in total value, because you're snap frozen.
As you travel on the next exciting adventure.
Of course. So you'd be getting there, right? Even though it took so long, you'd have your AI mother doing the catch up on what the news is and what they're up to, right? She would be receiving updates the entire way, and that's the reason for dropping the little pellets, the communication pellets, right?
Here's a question. I mean, unless they were doing things like that, like dropping communication tools or doing other jobs, like they were doing a task.
Well, they'd have to.
Why would an AI, which thinks 1,000 million times faster than a human, where we look like we're going almost stationary? The average human seems stationary to it.
Well, it'd need it for the navigational stuff, and we better have our sensor arrays downside. We better have something smart enough to be able to throw out pings and whatever into vacuous space and get echolocation back from that, and then, or whatever it is, space ripple, be able to detect space ripple. So where they know like a wave or whatever that something's incoming or going away, like a magnetic fluxing between, whatever it is. I mean, not many people know much about space, do they? I mean, other than the pretty lights and look, we got the,
none of us know fuck
these
all about
pictures,
space,
man.
man.
We know fuck all, man.
But,
Space is the frontier, man. We know a fair bit about underwater and our boundaries underwater, right? But space, seems limitless, and it is. Space is imagination. That's what I think space truly is.
What
Like
about doing this?
we have a like a grand illusion that we all share, which is the heavenly bodies.
What if you had,
Yeah.
like, say, a team of scientists, and so this scientist team, say they're like geneticists, just as a thing, maybe something else, maybe physicists,
creating the Mars cockroach people.
Well, anyway, there's 100 of them, but what happens? What each one of you do is you're awake.
We come over on special passport.
You're only awake for 2 years, so you work on a project, but then you work for 2 years, so you're awake for 2 years, and then every then for 20 years you're out, and then you come back. So you actually
the special skipping side.
Yeah, yes. So you get and so then you're like, oh, where are we up to? Oh, we're up to here. Oh, right.
Yeah. Good. I've got this ailment which I needed to sort out back in 50 years ago, and you can do it now. Cool. I'm gonna go and get it. It's pretty cheap. Oh, hang on, it's pretty expensive. I'll just freeze myself for another 50 years until it's really cheap and everyone gets it. Dunk.
But imagine if
bit of dinosaur DNA just suddenly popping out. That's what it'd be like. It'd be like melting tundra in Russia where dinosaurs are now exposed. Real tasty dinosaur meat.
What?
Isn't that what's happening? Like everything's melting? Shouldn't we be getting dinosaur meat from like the big freeze-overs? No. Or has that all been ground up by the glacier stuff?
You wouldn't get dinosaurs.
We should be able to get some dinosaur stuff. Special tasty, just freshly unfrozen tundra dinosaur meat. I'm sure
you might get a bit of like sort of mammoth era.
I'd eat dinosaur meat. I would. I'd be Fred Flintstone. I'd have it. I'd eat it.
You might get some mammoth. You wouldn't get.
You could guarantee it was corona-free though.
I wouldn't say that it's something else. I don't think that's.
It might have something else, but it won't have corona. Corona's a modern thing.
But you can't catch corona by eating it. Can you? I don't think I've never heard of it.
Oh, good. I want dinosaur steaks in. That's what I want. I want dinosaur brontosaurus steaks, like Fred Flintstone. So big it just topples my car over. I want the full experience, the full Flintstone experience, where it topples my car over. So they put the big rack of ribs on there, and then boom, whole car just fucking tips over.
How do you eat it?
I just jump on it and just start eating it, like just taking huge bites out of it with my razor sharp shark teeth, just gnawing into it like a maggot, human maggot, just slipping in the juice. It'd be spectacular. Full Freddy Flintstone mode. Get one of them big cartoon mouths where there's like just thousands of teeth and just gnawing it.
Was there billions of dinosaurs or were there only millions? I mean, that's interesting.
Well, they were bigger because they take up more space. If they take up more space, then what space is available would be limited, wouldn't it?
Surely.
Even with the big trees and that shit.
But if you're eating whole trees a day, if you're eating a tree.
Plastic dinosaurs are real dinosaurs. Because they're made of oil, and then oil creates plastic, and plastic.
But today's dinosaur doesn't eat an entire tree every day. Or two or three.
No, it doesn't.
Did they?
How thick was the foliage? Like if all those plant-eating dinosaurs and then the meat-eating ones, because like the plant-eating ones were supposedly really thin on one end and really thick in the middle and then thin on the other end, but the meat-eating ones had really sharp razor teeth, so they would have just eaten the big ones that used to eat the trees and stuff. They would have just come in force, like the family of the.
Yeah, they're the meat-eating version.
T-Rexes would have just gnawed away on a leg, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're the weasels.
They were just like, you're just so slow and so fucking, stupid, you stupid, tree-eating thing. I'm going to just come in here and eat your legs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get these great big fucking huge teeth and tiny little hands so I can just eat your legs. And you're mine, Brontosaurus.
Do you think,
Brontosaur ass when I'm finished with you, that's for sure.
Do you think they'd take out a leg? You'd take out a leg, not at the neck. So because it would keep it alive longer. So you'd have to
just eat over weeks, man. It's just eating from leg up.
So that's just one of the things I think like
toes first, man. Just chew on them toes. I mean, how heavy would that armor be being that huge? You know what I mean? Like, and just stomping around like a big doofus, eating the leaves. Oh.
But how do you navigate?
You deserve to get eaten by a fucking T-Rex, man. You deserve it. You stupid dumb plant eater.
There can't have been many. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Wouldn't have a very big brain, would it? Like, being on one end and being on the other end. Wouldn't be a very big brain, would it? And that head, that big vegetarian head.
So what did it do? Did it start at the beginning of a forest, or the outer edge? And did they just work their way across the forest? Like, I mean,
depends on how tall. Like if your neck's that long and you're up in the tree line, the top of the tree line, just nibbling on the fresh foliage, right?
How much foliage do you need if you're nibbling on leaves?
Nibbling, like taking in, like a couple of ton a day. All they do is eat. No, that's how they existed. They just ate the top. They kept the top of the tree line clipped by cruising around with their big bad asses. just clipping the tree lines. And then, you know, occasionally the T-Rexes would get smart and just nibble them from the legs up
It's quite the
till
extreme
they
behavior, isn't it? If you
collapsed
think
like a
about it.
huge meat
I mean,
sack and then
to,
just devoured, you
if
know,
you think
set up
about,
shop
like,
in there. They'd be big enough,
imagine
man. If
being
you
a
ate all
worm.
their gizzards, right, you could set up shop inside a fucking Brontosaurus dinosaur bones with the skin hanging on it. You just dig out the good stuff inside and just make a home out of a fucking Brontosaurus. Be like a luxury hotel, multiple levels.
Isn't it an amazing response that, like, as these sort of trees grew, as they've sort of like basically out from the sort of seaweedy creatures, so the ones that were kind of on the land,
Barely
so
able to flap on the ground with their little flippers as they, you know, come out of the seawater.
The plant version, and then you've got the flipper version. So the plant and the flipper. So the plant goes up, the flipper eats the plant, but the plant gets taller to go towards the sun and avoid
dies. The
and then
plant's still growing inside with the seed, and then grows out a flipper.
To basically be a worm. Like, if you think about that dinosaur, you're talking about this sort of long...
the breakup, like the little bit of an intestine that decided to become sentient and become a worm from the dead fish.
But from a dinosaur,
after effect.
But from a dinosaur, like those trees were like, say, 200 meters tall, 100 meters tall, whatever, 80 meters tall.
Yeah.
So where those...
more than that, like they were clouds would get under them. Like
with the dinosaur
was dwarfed under the trees.
No, the
like
dinosaurs
it was just clipping around.
They ate the tops of them. So that means the dinosaurs were
when it was smaller, but in some parts of the forest it was way higher than that. They were taller than dinosaur. They had clouds underneath them. Like they shaded out the sun. It was a dark area, like almost hazy, continuous haze because of the complete emission in between that and the actual ground, creating permanent shadow.
Which created the initial...
You'd only see the sun in the morning and in the evening. Otherwise, it was just completely shadowed.
Because you're in the forest that deep. Well, so the reason why the dinosaur was that tall, like that long tube, was to eat the leaves.
Yeah.
Then the tree didn't start that big. The tree started to be small and grew to be that big eventually over generations. And so along as the tree grew, the creature grew to keep eating the leaves, and the ones that could reach the leaves, and so
the ones that survived, and then the ones that could keep away from the ravenous underlings.
And that ended up being things that had legs. Like the
movable,
like skeletons,
stuff.
The skeletons and shit were designed to keep
moving dirt.
Yeah, so it could move. The dirt could keep reaching up and get to that.
Dirt had motion. Wasn't just idle. Dirt became motioned.
It would have been like, can you imagine the special celebrity? You know when we like set up a ship and he's cracked the wine and everyone cheers and the ship goes into the water for the first time.
Yeah. The birthing process.
Imagine like the first time
first birthing
where an organism split off from the earth, like the earth like actually birthed its first organism.
And it gets rebirthed when it comes back to dock and gets the barnacles scraped off. And scrape off the barnacles like you chop.
That would have been a real moment. And the first thing would have been the earth would have just made life just off it, like little tiny things. And then there would have been this point where two bits of life like mingled, or one bit of life replicated, and then the earth had made life that made life.
I love talking about Gaia. Gaia's hot subject as well at the moment.
It's really quite an incredible concept.
We love her.
How this literally like she was squeezing life off herself, like little
allowing
oozes,
little nodules,
oozing, and then one of them
pusticles, pusticles squeezing out from the surface.
And then as a little youngling might, early ones like learnt to fling out a little bit of herself to
taught
grip
with
hold of mum.
The lesson of electricity on how to
gripping
be
onto
alive
with her little foot. First foot, first hand. Hand was
first
then reaching along,
the
grabbing along mother. Fleshy sort of
seeking
soupy,
nipple, seeking the nipple.
That's it. Food. There's extra nutrients.
Mum.
Replicating.
That's it. Kind face, looking up, loving while drinking, loving, looking, drinking, loving, loving. Mother in just ecstasy, like beating child. Shrinking of cervix, tightening of cervix, and
we just squeeze out more little
cavity.
Like sort of amino acid and proteins to accidentally create other life opportunities.
Yes. Little, no.
But then the nurturing,
the menopause bit, like the mini menopause. That's what it is, man. They throw out like this chemical, like feeding.
Does the Earth do that though? I wonder.
Like a
slurry. Possibly in an area. Like I suppose, like certain areas would be probably kind of a bit sulfuric. And
getting too much of mother's milk.
Well, the sulfuric places, the places that literally make life.
Yeah.
That have these crazy chemicals and stuff.
They're not very up from the under.
It's actually outside of those things that the life then exists. Like life doesn't like living right on it.
Because you get life at the bottom of trenches where there's volcanic fucking nutrients spurting out. You know what I mean? Life is resilient, Si. Like even under pressure at the bottom of oceans, life is resilient. Like its fight and its struggle and its adaptation to those circumstances proves that it is something, right? It's not nothing. If anything, regardless of whether you're religious or you're non-religious, it is telling you that life is something. It's worth something because it's having the struggle. Even if you are a polyp on the bottom of the ocean, sucking down, big volcanic underwater eruptions, the nutrients from from a volcanic eruption, then, you know, you're fucking life, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. And you know, I even go so far as saying crystals
that's what I
is
mean.
life.
That's
Rocks
what I
is
mean.
life. You know, rocks is life, man. Rocks is history.
Yeah.
Sand on a fucking beach side is the mountains of the past.
Could
That's
you
what
reconstruct
sand
the
on the
data?
fucking beaches around the world
Could you
are
reconstruct
the
data?
mountains that used to exist in the past. That's what it is. You're walking on mountains when you walk on the beach.
But also that they were made of smaller things. Like,
Yeah.
arguably, we're told that they were made from gases that stacked on.
Pretty much.
So
light that stacked on.
Yeah.
Light itself
Stacking
cooperated and stacked on to make the
heavy.
first fucking hydrogen particle or the helium particle.
Get that photonic weight.
Yeah. Put pressure on with the light, create the fucking matter. With the fucking observation, create the fucking change in the ether from true observation, from the true point of view, which is, you know, what they call God, or the, you know, whatever you want to insert in between those parentheses sign. You know, that's it. Its observation started everything. So really, the photonic energy of its observation of the experience, from whichever point of view you look at, is what kicked it off. Thank you. Thank you for keeping an eye on me. Thank you for being the eye. Thanks for being the big eye. Watching on.
Talking about the big, as you're saying all this, it got me. My brain's just awash with your words, and
I know.
And I'm thinking.
I'm not preaching.
I'm just thinking this.
I'm taking my subjective view of how it works.
So,
yeah.
No. I'm liking. No, I'm riffing. Right. So I'm saying it's interesting. So my brain's thinking away. And it's like, so one of the things we don't, you know, we talk about like, oh, we don't see aliens anymore or whatever. But I'll tell you what's something we don't see anymore at all.
Okay, drop it.
Is the foundation of galaxies. You know what I mean? So we talk about these super black holes.
The white dwarfs.
Whatever. No.
Or the white. The white. Yeah. The opposite of black hole, the supermassive, the pimple of the universe.
No, well, we don't see the creation of the supermassive black holes that make galaxies.
We see we see black holes vomiting.
We don't see galactic making events.
No.
Forming events.
Correct.
Right. What I'm trying to suggest is
in progress.
You know, it's actually a scaling, like the dinosaur thing as well. There's a scaling story going on. Right?
Yeah.
So the
observationally,
so
that's
what
right.
I think actually is the case. I just want to suggest this and put this out there. When we talk about the Big Bang, so I'm not saying that the Big Bang is not true as a theory. Whatever, not true. However, I do. I suspect that what we measure as the Big Bang is our Big Bang, is that maybe the creation of
initial
our
instance
galaxy,
from the God spittle,
which is whatever the event is that created the black hole.
kicked it off. Whether you want to believe in Spaghetti Monster or Lord
no,
G Almighty, or
but not the universe.
kickoff.
But not not the universe of our galaxy,
of our local experience.
Yes.
Because
Maybe
that's all we've been able to receive.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of our limited technology. Of course, yeah.
Because we're in like an explode, like part of a
But a little offshoot, a little afterthought. God's afterthought.
When they talk about like
not completely forgotten, but just an afterthought.
The earlier parts
Ricochet.
of the universe.
Yeah.
Surely the earlier time in the universe is the explosions that were so tectonic or whatever the word is, space tonic.
The waves, man. Imagine having an existence
that made
inside
the galaxies.
like imagine having an existence inside, like a hundredth of a second size.
Yeah. And then
your whole existence at the beginning of the universe would be
supernova.
inside a hundredth of a second during the compression as it expanded outwards, right?
But not the universe. I'm trying to say.
So what are you going to do about dinner?
What are you going to do about dinner?
Something about dinner. Yeah.
Drink another beer.
Looking, scanning
for another beer.
Scanning.
So what I'm suggesting is that there's this this process is in play, and you think about the scale, right? So let me think about this, right? So imagine a scale of the center of a galaxy, and we talk about being like 100 million solar masses or something like that. I don't know, like fucking big numbers, 100 billion.
Yeah.
100 million.
We're not talking about what Russia sued Google for.
Yeah, sure.
No,
billions.
not even close.
But the events that caused those scale of black holes that allowed for the stability, the explosions that created that had made enough material to make galaxies were then the things that created enough material to then make other events that were 100 million scale smaller.
Sorry, there's going to be a click.
Which were it's the thing which we call supernovas, like where we're part of this supernova, which made our whole cluster of stars, right? That thing that went kaboom, that made this concentration, was like a secondary explosion, right? From the Big Bang that made what we call the Big Bang, but it actually made what we call the Milky Way. But anyway, just work with me here, right? And that and so the 14 billion years and shit isn't the universe. That's our galaxy, yeah? And from that kind of, I don't know what this galactonic scale fucking energy event that occurred. When we look out from here, right? Everything does seem like it's moving away from us, right? Because that's the energy ripple of that explosion.
Observer point of view.
From the observer point of view. So,
Yeah.
but then out of that came this other thing we still don't barely see, which is like the nebula, yeah. And then so after this massive whatever it was.
Remember, we're only looking at it from our optical point of view, though. So, like we get the advantage of the
the nebula, right? So then whatever these things, like we're in one, the star-birthing clouds, right? They were actually these other explosions of some other thing that was stars.
Maybe some other body that sacrificed itself or whatever.
Well, if it was a star, it was a star that was like as big as like the distance
had
between here and Alpha Centauri.
A huge amount of mass and was something that was willing to sacrifice itself to create other smaller instances or fractal within the of course. Of course.
So this, and we barely even see those
absolute sense,
anymore.
man, because nature is a fractal. That's right.
And so that scale there then created sort of the sun type level ones. Yeah. So finally, the era of the universe.
So it's basically just been a particle share, like mass and particle share.
Yeah, sharing.
Yep. And then breaking up, building this up, building that up. Something forms differently from that, and heads off in its own direction, and
that then the next level of explosion of density, happens then on a planetary scale, like like life on a planet, like once it gets to a certain size, it starts getting rocky and solid and things, as opposed to these massive whatever the fuck they were.
That's it.
We start making planets things, but then the next scale, like if you go that from like say that something that's this explosions, quote unquote, events the size of that make galaxies, to the ascent to ones that are that then form nebula, but then nebula explode to make the ones that make star size, to make which then like explode to make the stars and then the planets. And the planets like this thing. But at a point where it starts scaling down, we actually have to make computers to then make virtual universes.
Pre-planned, that's right.
That are the next scale down. Like if you think about, like, you know what I mean? Like where then we've got that entire event happening of the whole galaxy and everything happening, but on a planet in a lab. Which allows like the next scale of that, because once you get to the sort of the weight of like a sun, like if you tried to make a smaller version, like if planet-sized things exploded to try and make smaller things, and then they were like little sort of bits of asteroids around.
That's early formation stuff, side though. You know what I mean?
Like that's too small to make life.
I mean, I mean, you'd want to have it sort of rig it out so that you had everything across that little. You know what I mean? Split out.
Once the density got too low to explode and started becoming physical objects because it couldn't explode anymore.
Of course.
And it got less explosive, and we actually got stable enough. But then to keep the process going, that was the start of the galactic core and then the suns and everything. Then we have to make computers, and then inside the computers we make universes and galaxies.
Well, isn't that what we're already starting to do with games like No Man's Sky and
So I think this is perhaps a natural progression
Universe
of the
Simulator.
galaxy
Aren't we
itself.
already trying to do that, Si? Like that's how we take the data that's provided and then we throw it into the model.
Isn't that energy efficient though?
Of course it is.
It took
for doing calculations,
energy,
of course.
The amount of energy it took.
Yeah.
To make
and if we're going to be blasting across the universe, then we definitely need to do the pre-calculations first.
Well, do we?
Let's not be stupid about it. Let's not just go no. Let's just be like the 1967 to 1974 fucking moon. Running off fucking tapes and shit and shooting these dudes up that had the right staff to be spacemen.
The next order of magnitude of density in the universe is not out there. It's inside a computer.
Yeah.
So the value of going out there, right, which is actually lower density, or the same density as us.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, if you want to increase our density, he's got hands. If you want to increase the density,
I should have clicked off it.
It's good. It's good to see your hands.
Yeah, I got it.
But the thing is, the actual achievement for us as the universe is to make it within, like on planet, a universe on planet, because that increases the density of information. Where if we go out in space, we actually don't increase the density increases very low. Like sure, we start to learn about a planet or whatever, but we can make infinite planets in a virtual.
Yeah,
and
that's right. We've got as many generations as we want. We can create.
And then if we can harness the power of the universe to basically not travel through it, but to create like micro universes within computers that we can then go into with neural networks and stuff, and it's plugged into us. That's I think that might be the success. Energy density wise, is a Kardashev what I'm trying to say is the alternate version, I guess, of a Kardashev 3 level species. Not that it consumes the whole power of its sun, but kind of the opposite direction. That it sort of ends up being able to make entire things on its own planet.
Yes, that's it. Locally created, harvestable energy sources, exactly.
In the same way that the galaxy downscaled to supernova, to suns, to planets, to then orbiting units called life forms, to then fucking
create the more energy efficient scenario.
The next more energy efficient scenario of making fucking entire universes.
To still continue to power in a subway. That's right, without forcing further expansion.
And I don't know.
Self-relief, universal self-relief.
And it might be that the Big Bang was like was that period of time where a lot of these galaxy-size forming explosions occurred, and whatever this thing is, or events occurred, not explosions, events occurred, and that it's not just one, or it's actually like some kind of whatever explosive
A string in
of
whatever
explosion,
harmonic way that it unloaded. Yeah.
However it unloaded, but it's like it's something, and that then there's a secondary phase, and potentially that the scale of time of those could have been quite different, where maybe the first ones were like didn't take billions of, like where maybe like say the Earth took billions of years to create life. Maybe earlier
That's why I was
phases,
talking about the whole shortened experience.
Yeah, maybe earlier phases didn't take that long.
Imagine living the entire civilization in a hundredth of a second, because that's what the universe might have been like back then. It might have been a hundredth of a second long.
Yes, I agree.
So your entire civilization of everything existed within that hundredth of a second.
Yeah.
During its first iteration, and then slowly but surely just expanded out in like a fart, initial explosion, and then just a big gas, and then creating.
Is there any kind? I haven't seen
sub-pockets.
Kind of like a scientific kind of artificial representation that shows.
Well, they say from there's a lot of speculation on what the universe looks like, right? I think it's a giant jellyfish, and I think I've mentioned it a few times before that
Well, it'll be in multiple dimensions, though. It wouldn't be just in 3 dimensions.
No. It expands through it has time because it is
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a 4-dimensional.
The only reason you see it in that way is because that's the perception that we have because of our limited vision.
Tuba.
We can't smell like an elephant saw.
So
we have no ability to do so.
What do you call those things? Like a sweet
But even
potato.
then, what would we do with the fucking data? That's the thing.
Universe is like that, more like a 4-dimensional sweet potato.
Yeah. Hopefully something tasty. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't
work into it. At least get a meal out of it.
The honor must go to the other, to the Quellen. But so I think.
King.
I think. Well, I'd like to see it. I want to see the explosions that made galaxies, and why don't they happen now?
I'm sure we could simulate it, man. Like there'd have to be some method of doing so, and I'm sure that they've tried it a few times in labs and whatever else. But more than likely, it just needs that little bit of extra creative spin that an AI can give.
Yep.
Maybe that's all it needs. Stuff around that little bit of chaos. Expecting the unexpected.
And to me, right, what I'm thinking is that when we see like what we call the edge of the visible universe. That's the edge of where...
That's the time dilation edge.
Or the edge of where the energy wave of this galaxy's explosion to be created is.
Our little maternal sac instead of light, the initial.
But not the universes, just like this regional
individual. Yeah. The cell.
Because it's a very desirable thing to make it like that, as if it all just came from a singular and everything is one. But I don't know, like this massive galactic web shit, that's like the actual galaxies are sort of along, like the sort of arranged huge filaments and structures. That's not sort of the nature of the way that forms. Doesn't come out of like a centralized explosion pushing out in a circular pattern.
It's more like
it's fractally creating out of some kind of growing structure.
Ever growing imagination. 9 billion imagination.
Well, it's interesting if you think about that then, that perhaps there's galactic in that way, as if like what we see. Like the first cells that come out of a tree.
Make in your image.
Do they get pushed all the way? Does that like imagine if you're the little leaf, the first leaf and branch on a tree, on an oak tree, and then you happen to survive the whole time for 400 years, and you end up on the upper top of the tree. Yeah, you've grown the whole way out. You're like on the outer tippy tops. Totally doable. It's goals. Of a branch. However, if you were like newer in the piece, and so you were down sort of near the early part still, so where if you were close to
all the new growth is at the top of a tree. It doesn't it occasionally will pop out down below. But
so that's interesting. So it's a moving front.
Its focus is the sun, right?
That's right.
It's
exactly
coverage of the sun. Yeah,
it's about the sun. I'm reaching for the sun.
Sunflowers.
It's getting that lovely warmth. That's what you want. Ants love reaching for the sun.
Gift.
Special gift.
Ever giving gift. That is the sun side. The ever giving gift. Just like the moon is the ever giving gift.
Well, that's the triumvirate, isn't it? Then you've just got the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. Special triumvirate.
Special friends. Little Venus and Mercury coming in for the hug, but just sort of just in the middle.
Okay.
Going, hey, my butt's really hot and my front's really cold. Sun's just like smiling, just giving a big hug. Mercury and Venus just sizzling, just loving it, so close.
It's really just
coming in for the close for the embrace. New children, like if you think of the sun as a planet factory, the spitter of the dust, because it's been pretty spitty lately. It's been like on the Earth at the moment. It's been throwing out some big. Like it's been some big X flares and keeping everyone excited. Everyone's worried about their data, so back up, do a backup if you need to. Otherwise, keep it in the glorious Google distributed or Apple distributed little holding pen for future online engagement.
I've just looked up galaxies for me, and we misunderstand.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
because
this is good about science. Like when you learn something new.
I mean, the stuff I've
Science is
initially seen.
everything.
That was very brief. There may be better understandings. You know, I'm not saying that no understandings are known.
Oh, well, we do a lot of imaginings.
But looking
Yeah,
here,
part of the Imaginarium.
they show that the way that galaxies formed was by galaxies like things that are too slow to happen and to have had enough
didn't
time
form
to happen.
quick enough, so they
It's just
gained
not possible. Like they're showing like
special
they're showing galaxies hitting each other to make galaxies, and it's like
Mhm.
so we've already gone through the phase where we've got a central black hole
phase,
and all the material and all the suns, because a galaxy is a collection of suns. So the event before there were suns, because the thing had to be
the fight for the pivot point.
yeah. This is
that's
not what's this
fight
NASA
for the
galaxy
point
formation
of
here,
pivoting.
what's this?
That's it. Yeah. Who's going to be your anchor? Which big dark experience
would
do you
that-
want to be your anchor?
Why? Here we go. 47 seconds. What's it showing? Whoa!
What's going to be the anchor point for your galaxy? See it. It's going to keep you swirling around in space. You know, what is it, 1 billion miles an hour?
Yeah, they
Collectively 1 billion miles an hour. That's a lot of miles an hour. It's funny how empirical science is based on stillness, like being still, even though the Earth moves and stuff. You know?
I think this is. I mean,
most empirical science is based on stillness, at rest through entropy. You know, as rest as you can be on
but
a
that means
fluctuating
that then
plate.
this.
You know.
I think that the problem with the way that we show the galaxies forming is that it's actually more like a large event that creates the central thing, but the density of that the outfall of that is the material.
The first temper tantrum.
Is the first temper tantrum, but the way they show
first
it
temper tantrum
is
of the
a bunch
universe.
of like dust gathering together made a galaxy, and it's like, ugh.
It's a 2-year-old temper. It's a 2 million-year-old
It's not possible.
temper tantrum of the universe. It's like I'm not big enough yet. I want the big boy pants, and then just doing the major, super pissed off, throw out more light, heavy, compact.
Because it shows just dust spinning around. It's like, I'll show you this. I'm going to send you this link. This is from NASA and shit, right? I'm not saying that means anything like special.
Need another 7
It's just
astronauts,
people.
man.
It's just scientists just having a go.
Yeah, true.
Like that's what I mean. You know what I mean? It's like they're just because NASA gives it more or less weight. It's just a group of scientists having a go.
Paperclip.
So there's a video on here.
Hang on, just heading back. Doing my usual wandering through the house. Oh, pizza on the way. 8 minutes. Eating commencing.
Wow. Now that looks
Father
interesting.
Beta. Demandage.
Scientists have discovered gigantic structures 25,000 light years tall, ballooning above and below the Milky Way. Within each curved lobe, extremely energetic electrons of unknown origin interact with lower energy light to generate the gamma rays that define. This looks wild.
Cosmic dance.
But
I can download it. Awesome.
The problem with these videos is they're sort of like, I don't know, it's just sort of, if it was dust spinning around, then that suggests that everything was kind of a soup of dust that could be collected and
galactic vaginas. They look very
versus what we actually kind of see is fairly kind of isolated objects, because it's not like a thin layer of dust everywhere and most of it gravitated to the thing. It's more like large events occurred, rips in whatever,
big pops,
that all of this matter was created at once. Like so much freaking energy was
the first
created.
Initial jab and splurt into ether space. It's like the modern. It's like, here we go. We want to make a baby. Let's throw 100,000 zygotes at a single egg and take our chances.
Like I'd say, like our galaxy, for example, with its arms, has barely even done much of a
space babies.
Like it could be in its first rotation.
Galaxy's a space baby. It's splurting out there. It's trying to take hold. It's trying to grow.
We probably can figure that out actually.
Come on.
So that's probably not well too. That's whatever we say, this is probably accurate.
Space babies. Galaxy. Don't want to have a temper tantrum and get into a fight with another galaxy, collide and then like steal shit from each other and stuff. Don't want that to happen. Oh, dude. Greedy galaxies. Stomper boys in space.
Well, in this, they're just showing like just dots. Like they're not. It's still like, why is it? Okay, it's not a uniform thing. It's like some kind of web of density.
Started out as like a point of light, and then just spread out into this multifaceted, collection of dust that gathered under its own fruition due to similarity to create the.
It was a high energy event in one in a location.
How much how many
bang.
gigawatts of energy would that be? Like fucking gigawatts. How many fucking gigawatts would that be? So like.
Well, it created everything. So
it did in one instance. In one fucking instance. That's the whole thing. It like just blows people's minds away. Like, well, if you've got like even half a brain, like it just goes, oh, I don't want to think about it.
It wasn't actually in once, because like the first one is like the galaxy, and then in that like these big clusters form and then get dense enough to then have secondary explosions.
Yeah.
To then have tertiary explosions.
Like cluster bombs. Let's see, drop like cluster bombs.
And,
I reckon galaxies is like the antenna of God. Like whatever set it up, what it did was it sent in like a fucking huge array, and what we think is our home and where we live on some little speck of rocket dust in the middle of insignificance nowhere, right? It just created the communication system all the way down to our little speck of dust level to be able to experience life. It threw all this shit out just so it would happen. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Done. Don't be angry at one another. We're all just God looking at each other and going, what the fuck?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you look at this shit, you look at this fucking black hole, and you
Who
tell
cares
me.
what color you are or what religion you are? We're all part of God. Enjoy, have a great time. Try not to kill each other. You'll get fucking 3,000 versions
think
in
about
your
what
own
that is?
spaceship and 10 planets to colonize. Yeah.
That created the dust, the chunk. Like the matter came afterwards. It's not, they make out like that the matter was already there.
No. The light was there.
The energy.
Fucking scintillating, fucking refracting, fractalizing light was there, and then from that it fucking solidified into matter. Or from our limited perspective, from an optical
That's well
point
said,
of view.
From
Yeah,
an
fuck
optical
outside,
point
because
of
who
view.
knows? This could be a giant fart, and we're just not smelling it right. You know what I mean? It could be. The universe could be just a big fart, and we're just not smelling it right. Elephants know exactly what the fuck's going on. They smell they smell people farting like 10 miles away.
Now this, which I'm going to show you, which is a simulation, a bit more of something actually that they discovered, and then this actually is very interesting.
Give me a minute. There'll be pizza noises. I'll come back to the doing. All right. Just give me 1 second.
I might try it now. What
Entertain.
Can I do it? What to do it? Let me just see if I can find something.
Bath Vita wins again via our Pizza Hut.
Nice.
Not a sponsor tonight. They're not paying us to sponsor them.
So check this shit out.
Yeah, looking. Bloop. Galactic lobes. Ah, is this using infrared spectrometry?
Well, so that's just figuring out like that. Yeah, and basically it's the
as
the
above,
shit that's
so
coming
below
out.
side.
Well,
As
it's
above,
the black
so
hole.
below.
It's the giant hole at the front that is the galaxy.
Boop.
This is a freaking like it's a density level explosion. Those are freaking little bits of dust from
Whoosh.
the galaxy around the dust.
Spitting out matter, just blaspheming in the ether, spreading light.
That is the Big Bang. Right, from our experience, like our localized experience.
Yeah.
If we imagine we can measure much else different to that level, it is that is our experience.
And then the stars out beyond there, all having that similar experience. Yeah.
We'd have to leave the galaxy to like really be free of its
be free of the influence of its optical above and below influence. Improve your refractive index.
I love it. Yeah, and they're very honest. It says how artists imagine, and this one's pretty cool. Like the actual formation phase.
I love what
Check
they do,
this.
man.
Check this.
Artists do a great job.
Check this shit. Like this is more about this fucking.
Viewers can't see it. We're looking at it. It's pretty cool though.
We can't see it. I'm sure they can see it, can't they?
Hang on. Let me just minimize that. Oh, they can. Sorry.
Bam.
My apologies, sir. You are on it. Could you put your wham bam?
That's a galaxy. That's
Special friend in the center, just spitting venom.
Then the gas
Look at him
happens.
spitting venom. Look at that little dark matter motherfucker.
Just beasting. Just
Yeah,
beasting.
just beasting it out, just so we can have light. Thanks, bro. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
And then from
Without
that
you,
event,
I would be nothing. You know what I mean? Like, spit it like fucking toxic venom into
from that one. That's
Let him have the light. Let him have the light direct. Just right up there. Infrared arsehole. Oh,
it's been around.
Ultraviolet arseholes. Just zap them.
It's the thing that's been around since what we call the beginning of the universe.
True,
I'd say.
true.
And
The spinning.
it's actually the beginning of that. And,
The true origin of spit on that thing is a black hole.
And the reason why we can see is because we live inside its bubble.
Yeah.
And so
Participants.
that's the edge of
I'm
our
happy
vision.
to be a little participant. I'm glad I'm not living under a bridge
It's
or
our lens effect.
having to have that alternate lifestyle.
And then from it, which we don't see its events anymore ever happening, never happened. Then
Ceasing of the big blast.
Yeah, there's not enough whatever it is around to make there's not enough mass and density as opposed to this fucking lightweight gas that apparently.
I'm yelling loud enough so that my
God.
brothers and sisters throughout the universe that's continuously expanding can hear me. So we're within sniff shot.
And then
I farted so loud that my cousin could smell me from 10,000 AU away.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's interesting because each one creates a region.
Territorial marking site. It comes back to territorial markings. Like, I don't know. I'm getting this vibe. It's like territorial pissings. Universal territorial pissing. This Mars space, bitch. This Mars space. Just throw out a bit of ultra violence in your direction. Don't come in Iski. Come on. Think like a galaxy site.
Well, because then the next thing is
I'll be territorial pissing all over the fucking etherverse.
But what we see here is a much more recent view of what the galaxy looks like, because this one has a whole bunch of sub-blasts that occurred as supernova, regionalized around
inner rings. Was it inner rings
that weren't big enough to created all of the major sort of like us? It's like hundreds of them.
Did the hard work. That's it. The galaxy nanoids. Yes. The galaxy noids. That's it. The little noids coming in there, like the drones. Echo effect drones cloning itself. The galaxy cloning itself. Si.
And I guess what it is
What
like
a
as
gift! What a gift! Like as
mm,
far as harmonious fucking
mm,
representation of the all-knowing Almighty or whatever you want to call it, the original gift giver.
mhm.
That's a good name for the God or whatever. Original giver of the gift.
I wonder.
What a guy or girl it was. Maybe mother, father, father, mother. Who knows? I don't care. Thank you for
So
the
this is a
gift.
fairly,
Thank you
you
for
know
the
what?
gift.
This is a fairly
Mm,
stable form of
mm,
what it was. And this is quite recently how it looks. Like the first thing, like the first explosion and the secondary ones that created all these like
mm,
things and then created these eddies that then sort of,
mm.
and it started to swell.
To have
I
the ability to
wonder.
make the realization of what they did or what
Mm,
it did for us,
mm.
to get the start going, make it the Goldilocks zone that was required to create the intellect that would represent it
To see it,
and
to
say
represent.
thank you, to represent
Thank
and say
you.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what a super gift.
Right?
I know. Makes me want to go outside and pee on a tree right now. Just like territorial piss,
Or like claiming the galaxy
I,
itself.
I often do my perimeter. Like I've been pretty good since I've lived here for X amount of years.
Mm.
I've delivered good scent to the
Yep.
trees, and if there's not mushrooms growing on them, I don't know what's going on. It's not a Christmas special. You know what I mean? Like, got to be them little red and whites going there. If you truly deliver the amount of ammonia required, you get the little, on the pine trees. Pixies peeing on pine trees. So I don't know. I love the universe, man. I love
Yeah,
it
and you
all.
know what I
I
think is
love
why I'm
like the
thinking this even more
mixture.
now that I look
The
at it,
mixture.
is that if it was the collapsing of small suns, like let's say let's say the center of the galaxy, right,
You're focused on this, man. I love it. I'm just loose
was
on
like
this as
was
like
like
a third game.
actually 100 billion suns were sacrificed to make it, right?
My sponsor tonight is Amplifiers.
But the
They're a
suns
hard
would have
cider.
required being smaller. Like if that was the case, we already still have hundreds of billions of suns.
Plenty more.
So we
Plenty
should be
more, Si.
seeing
Yeah,
this happen
yeah.
more often.
So many to pick from.
Well,
Imagine if you had to shift consciousness between one reality and another in the
but we
local,
should be seeing more of them.
galactic,
If all it takes
galaxy-wise.
if all it takes is
Mm,
hundreds of millions of suns,
mhm.
they exist. So
Yeah.
we should be seeing galaxy forming events happening in different stages.
Yep.
Not that they're all done.
Mm, mm.
That doesn't make sense.
But
Like in
we're
that
looking at
regard.
from a constant birth rate. All right. We
Well,
don't see what's happened already. We see
no,
what
but
will happen after the amount of light travels to us. That's how
but
we
what I'm
see
saying
things.
is that so
Yeah.
our simulations are based on the things we see around us now versus the things that were there
And
then.
how good our equipment is to peer
Well,
out into the universe. That's right.
because whatever made that black hole is not
The
100
power that
million.
was required to set
It's
it
not
up.
100
Yep.
million suns. It's maybe it may have been the power of 100 million suns,
To
but
set
it
it up.
wasn't.
Exactly.
But it wasn't 100 million suns.
Mm.
But
It
if it
was
was
what
the dust,
it was the separation of
yeah.
that original
And if
output.
it was
Yeah.
dust
Yeah.
that forms clumps together, well then dust would form and then make suns. Like it just doesn't. Like, then we just have suns neutrally everywhere, like a dispute. Like suns would just form uniformly, through or whatever through.
Well, Jupiter was meant to be a sun. We were meant to be a
Yeah, but
binary, but it just didn't fire up. Like it
suns
didn't.
didn't make.
And I'm
All I'm trying to
thankful
say
it
is, I think
didn't.
this was
I'm thankful it didn't because its gravitational mass has been more of a
suns
helpful
did not
thing
make
to us
this.
as far as the sun. Like the sun does a great job,
This
but
made
Jupiter
suns.
is like, he's the
Suns did not
wingman.
make
Jupiter's
this.
the wingman, right? When it comes to our little local solar system.
And it was
Old
actually
Jupes,
suns that made
Susie boy,
dust and rock.
Jupes and the sun. Like
Not
if it
rock
wasn't for them,
that made
you'd want to look
this.
like the
No
moon's
rock
face.
made this. No
Yeah,
fucking
the
grain of
moon's
sand
face.
or
You'd have a
rock made
moon
this.
face
It was absurd.
if you didn't have the
Sand
old
and rock are
lady
recent
Jupes and
inventions.
the old sun. That's it.
And this thing is what made sand and rock. That's what I'm trying to say. Our simulations present as if suns made this, but it's actually that this thing is what makes suns.
Yes,
And
like I said, it's part of the birthing
and
system.
the
That's
systems
right.
they show
And
basically
there's
we're dust, rock, we're
fuck man,
rock.
imagine the mass and
we're
the
dust.
energy localized in that
No,
area
but
to
rock
form and to keep that
rock
coherent.
doesn't make sun.
Mm.
You don't make
No,
suns out of rocks.
it's gas. It's
You make
gas, and it's like something.
rocks out of suns.
Yeah,
And
you can't
so
compress something down
this
so
thing
it
is what makes
becomes
suns. So all this shit that we pretend was what made the galaxy is what it made. Not the other way around. That's why there's no stars between here and other galaxies, just spread out everywhere. Maybe a few.
Correct. They're localized to the experience.
Because they're made by this.
Custom by the
weren't here before
observer.
that. There is no
The observer's
suns that came
interference.
before.
The observer's interference
They
is what
show that, like
creates
they talk
the
about first and
iteration.
second and third generation suns, but they don't show them as bigger. This isn't made by 100. Like it wasn't like a it's just come on. Like was a frothy bubbling of explosions and it just and that.
Well, most of it's just
stop showing
guesstimation, side. Come on, you've got to realize this. We interpret what we see and what we gather. So we take what we can see and what we gather, and then we use those programs to interpret and then probably pass off the expectation of what it would do under those circumstances.
You know the
use it, but only applying. This is where it fucks up, man, and this is where the whole slap your leg and pop it up and there's your fucking plus and minus, plug in the cord. You know what I mean? Like the difference between, you know, God mode and non-God mode. Because really it's realization, isn't it? Like once you know you have the tools to manipulate and change your local circumstance and universally change your local stance,
Oh, yes, of
then you
course.
enter into that mode. Like you know, it automatically is allowed because you've been deemed by the universe to have the responsibility of being able to use the mode. It knows you
But-
won't destroy it because you're more interested in looking at it and observing it and going, hey,
So suns are a very
this is a
recent
relative
invention.
experience to me. That's right.
They weren't. I don't think there actually were suns 14 billion years ago. If we think that the galaxy, the whole universe has only been around, which I don't, I'm saying that I think
We've
that
missed
it's like,
we've missed a lot.
that,
Like
that,
where we popped up in time, we've missed a heap. Like what we're locally observing, a fraction of what's happened.
it's only the shockwave of
Mm.
the local explosion
Yeah, pretty much.
that happened 14 billion years ago, or whatever.
Correct. And we're experiencing the period that we're in. Okay, not the whole experience. So we've got to guesstimate what happened prior to the experience that we're experiencing right now versus what will happen as an experience. Its outcome or its probability of outcome. That's all we could do at best. And then observe it and then change the outcome through our observation because we, you know, dared to observe the, you know, the blasphemy. The blasphemy of the darkness. You know, how dare you disturb it with your light coming in here all fancy and
Because
pissing
there's
over all
things
the
that existed
darkness.
long before 14 billion years ago.
Building up your little
Yeah.
local galaxies and shit, thinking you can tell the fucking darkness what's right and what's wrong and what's on and what's off.
Yeah, and just that's it. Yeah.
Mm.
Gosh, I wish I could talk to a cosmologist about that and just have a decent conversation. Because it's just like, I mean, I know that would be counter what I'm saying because that's what they have their belief system quite entrenched. But like, it just doesn't.
Let's not discuss the fucking pockets of fucking light.
It's just unrealistic.
Let's discuss the fucking pitch blackness that exists.
It's unrealistic
all
to
right?
say
So you know
that
the
it's
true
the density
darkness
of
side.
matter
Yeah.
that created
The nothingness.
because you just can't say that then metals and rocks and the dense materials that would be required are a product of the stars.
Similarly composed, all of a sudden attracted to one another. I mean, what the fuck, side?
But it's over like multiple generations of explosions. But they weren't from little stars; they were from bigger stars. Even if they were stars, I don't think they were stars.
Essentially, had their lives and lived.
Would you even call it a star?
You know, proto star, like beginning stars, like you know the initial, however many, you know,
an explosion.
maybe in the whole above and below, you know, the 2 by 2 by 2. Maybe they came out in that fucking fractured fucking, you know, duplicity. You know, the good and the bad, both simultaneously. Here you have it. You know, 100,000 little fucking galaxies injected into this little black egg. You know, universe fucker. Take my seed.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was the explosion was the seed.
Yeah, delivery. Yeah. Absolutely, so. Yeah. Have it with force. Have it with motion. Let it splurt and spread like spiderweb throughout.
Galaxy, fucking yeah.
Oosh.
Wow, Orgasma Galaxy. There you go.
Super sexual overdrive. Oh, it's banging into the chili. Love it.
Why has that happened?
Chili cheese snackage from the Heart of Pizza.
Oh, what's going on? Why is that jumping around?
Evil late night snack delivery.
That's
Non-sponsored, of course, but mentioned.
Oh,
a
that
few
is
times,
okay.
so.
No, that's fine.
Cheap as fuck.
Quick test.
2:30 on a Friday night. On a Friday part 1. So I'm not drinking anymore because I've got Friday part 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all good.
Horrible being religious, you know.
Wow.
Having to bend, not break the law, you know. Never work on the Sabbath.
Well,
Friday part 2, no fucking problems. As long as you pay me, cunt.
I've bribed the law and the law agreed.
Law won. As long as I pay my motherfucking taxes.
Yeah, we win. We both win.
Everyone wins. Even JC said pay your taxes. You know, give to Caesar as Caesar is owed.
So I have 2 choices. I have a very light backpack. Basically,
traveling, yeah.
Do I basically take a technology stack with 1 or 2 changes of clothes? I will be on a motorbike tomorrow.
Light and sturdy, so basically lappy.
I have a
gigabit connector. Storage stuff.
Maybe a bit of a network. I might have a network cable even.
Camera.
Well, my camera's in the fucking. Oh man, can we
Hey,
just
come
talk
to my
about
house,
tech?
man. I got cables, right?
Oh, no, I got everything.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll be in Darwin. Our next
Don't worry
one's
about
going to
any
be
connecting stuff.
Our next one is going to be doing the election.
I gotta pen that in. I haven't taken time off for it, so
It's going to be
I could do it while I'm driving, like the driving
I
experience.
did think
would be
about that.
fucking
SONOBUS.
swearing and fucking going off.
Oh, hello.
No, I'll just take a picture of myself and just put that there in the frame. I'll give you one of my avatar pictures, so I can be cruising and cursing and going off while I'm interacting with the turtles.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm going to take. I've got a chunkier bag. I can only take 1 bag, so because I'll be on a motorbike.
Yeah.
So I've got to be able to be on a motorbike.
with a backpack and
Yeah.
try to
back-
be as aerodynamic as possible.
My backpack can only be so
Mm,
big.
mm.
I can't take it. Well, what I've got is a backpack,
Yeah.
which is much bigger.
Mhm.
Well, not much bigger, but yeah, definitely bigger than my day bag. But it actually has wheels. And it has like a thing. It
The
converts
special
into.
motion device. Yep.
You'll see it when you'll
Much
understand.
lugging.
So it's got a whole section for laptop and everything.
I already
in it.
see it now. Like I'm just looking at it.
But it's got 2
This
thermoses
is
in
the
it.
amazing thing about having an imagination. So
It is.
yeah. If
So I've
it's
got a
good
whole
enough,
section.
you don't even have to. All you need to do is describe it, and then I build a mental image in my mind,
Yeah.
and it's going to be as close as possible to the actual representation of what's been
So
purveyed.
should I take a dress shoe,
Mhm.
or I want to take my blues?
Yep.
So okay, I can take 2 pairs.
Take functional like sneakers and shit.
So I can wear 1 pair of shoes,
hmm
and then I can carry 1 pair of shoes. I can take a.
Is
spare
there
pair.
such thing as a formal sneaker?
Yeah, I do have a
Mhm.
formal sneaker.
Yeah, cool. It'd be
should take
leather,
that.
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Be
it is.
leather. Yeah.
So take my formal sneaker,
Mhm.
and then take a cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
nice.
you know, the sigh relax mode.
And then relax wise.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, if you're coming to QLD and you're going across to NT, then you're gonna
Green or
need
blue?
You need warm wear, like
Really?
well, not necessarily not warm
Warm?
wear. You need cool wear, much airing, and little grabbing upon the flesh.
Blue or green shoes?
Mm.
Green.
Lucige,
Black.
lucige is important for hot climate, like
Or
the.
black, or go a classic black shoe. No, but it shows no kind of classy interest in sort of quality. I think my blue shoe or my green shoe.
Blue
Green's
suede?
quite, well, green's understated quietness.
Mhm.
The blue's pretty
It's
punchy.
calm. Green is like forest, grassy
Yes.
knoll. You know, pop, pop, pop.
The calm shoe.
Gets you right into that space. Green acres.
The calm shoe. And then, no, I'm gonna take my blues actually. Oh
You're
gosh.
doing you're indecisive, so I'm detective indecisive.
Well, I can only take one.
Yeah.
No, can I wear my blue with jeans? Yes, I can. I'm gonna take
Yep.
the blue. I want to take the blue, so blue's coming.
Green's got to be like slacks or something in it.
Well, I can wear the blue with pretty. Well, I wouldn't wear khaki. Well, I wouldn't wear tan. Well, you could wear tan with blue. Blue's quite.
Hey, the Christmas parties come up.
Oh,
Guess
around
what
a
the theme
Christmas.
is?
Oh,
Guess
dear,
what
no.
guess what the theme
Oh,
is?
no,
Come on,
no, okay.
come on.
U.S. election.
Living on a prayer. You got it. Well, I'm sorry. No, welcome to the jungle. That's the one. Sorry, I thought it was.
What?
I had my angel wings on. I was looking for the best outcome. But yeah, welcome to the jungle. Beast mode, and you're never gonna guess. King Kong, Monkey Boy.
What? King Kong
Yeah,
monkey.
it's jungle. It's jungle. It was mentioned
Jungle.
in the actual. Yeah, jungle park. Should I say that? Like it's not safer. Not safer. Not safer word.
We've had a
at
pretty
all.
safe
Jungle park.
kids episode.
I know.
Actually,
It's
have
only
we? I
the
think we have.
ending. The ending. I sometimes you have
no,
to
the ending's
re-listen to
fine.
it. So you have to re-listen to it.
And
Like
then
a
you
lot
re-
of
and then, like,
times.
sometimes
like
then I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
what was
drop
even...
shit that's so subtle. Like it's
Yeah.
like I'm trying to be total YouTube friendly, but just getting
it's-
them hobos going. You know what I
Getting
mean?
the
Like,
hobes.
I love hobos, man. I'm gonna be a fucking nomad myself, bro. We're gonna be traveling together. You know that eventually.
Oh, yes, I do know.
We're gonna be hobo brothers.
I realise. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna have hair so long, just bits of glass sewn into it. So I just fucking whip that cunt around and slice cunts up. You know what I mean? Like the hair whip is like, you know, do the Bon Jovi slash Megadeth hair whip, and then slice cunts to pieces with the bits of glass sewn into your hair whips. Justice by hair whip. Gotta be
Justice by
careful.
hair
Gotta be
whip.
careful when you sit down. Like can be a little dangerous when you sit down. You know,
Yeah.
glass sewn, razor sharp glass sewn into hair extensions.
Ah, yes.
The Ripper Doc, man. I mean, you got to get that image going.
You,
right?
you do.
You know?
You do.
No
And
one
it's-
fucks with the Ripper Doc. Like anybody you know has ever fucked with a Ripper Doc. No one.
Well, you're pretty
The
brave.
man that performs the surgery and takes care of your cybernetics.
No,
you want to be like best fucking
Yeah.
friend with that
because
guy.
because
right?
that's when you're asleep.
That's right. You don't want the tattoo of a little penis on your forehead underneath your skull on your
Well,
forehead.
you don't want to be sold
know.
for parts.
True. You don't want to
Like,
become
let's be
organ
serious, like,
donor.
yeah.
You know, I've got another organ donor. Oh, sorry, I lost him. The anesthesia was
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
higher than I expected. You know,
Oh.
I was worried about psychosis. This guy looked very, very close to the edge.
Sketchy,
Like
sketchy.
I'm a cyber doc, right? And
Yeah.
I can tell you when someone's fucking getting close to the edge when they got too much cybernetics going on, right? I know the difference between humanity and cyber psychosis. I'm a specialty. I'm a specialty unit. Like when your client starts saying kill all humans, you know they've reached the limit of their cyberware. Okay, they're less human than they are robot killing machine. And that's what it is to be a good robodoc. Like, you know, knowing the difference between spare parts and another cyber psycho.
Has all that done?
Oh, wait, he's doing background.
Oh, I am. I'm fully packing.
Mm.
I'm on a plane tomorrow morning, man.
I know, you're on your way.
7:30 your time. I'm on the flight.
Halloween special. What are we going to call it?
special.
What are we going to call it?
Well, we talked a lot about it. What have we talked about? We talked about the universe. We talked
Yeah,
about what was
yeah.
before the universe. I never know.
Pre-universal thinking.
It's always while I'm doing the conversion.
Pre-universal thought. Isn't that what it would be? Like overall? Like thinking about our observations of the universe versus its observations of us. So pre-universal thought. That comes to mind for me. Like,
But that's only one section of it.
yeah, I know. And we go all over the place.
No, well, but
We didn't
that's
mention
totally
garbage trucks enough. I'm gonna do like the
okay,
outing.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Because what happened was apparently the Democrat Party in America. Not that American politics really means much to me as a down undery.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah,
down undies person. I'm a down
yeah,
undies person.
we're
Right?
couch,
We're down unders.
we're couch surfing or whatever.
We're like the the
armchair
retarded cousin of the fucking
armchair
American
critics of bullshit.
superpower, right?
Shouldn't even be talking.
We're the retarded fucking convict cousin of the supreme superpower, which is America, right? As the retarded cousin, like we get to take the shit because it knows we're retarded. It's like, what can we do? Seriously, what are we gonna do? Imagine if they declared war on us.
Watch and have opinions.
You're not our friend, right?
That's all we really can do. Watch and have opinions
Yeah,
because it's,
exactly so.
You know?
But yeah, apparently they called them garbage. Like they took someone's comedical reference, which was supposed to be comedy. I mean, shit, I thought they liked dark comedy. I thought these arseholes were into dark comedy, right? But apparently they're not. Apparently they're not into dark comedy, and they took it really offensive. And the people in question apparently that was I'm saying apparently because it saves legal ramifications.
Yeah, it's assumed.
Yeah, assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you a story as far as I know. I don't know shit.
In my opinion is another good one because in my opinion means it's just what I fucking think. Okay, it's not what everybody else thinks. Maybe they don't think this. Maybe they don't think that. But yeah, they call one particular party garbage, like their constituents or the followers or whatever you want to call them. So as a meme retaliation, the leader of that particular party decided to do a bit of garbage collection because he thought that it should represent. And like I want to say right now in the final bits of the Cheep, because we're up to 20 minutes out or something, I'd like to say thank you wholeheartedly to all the collectors of garbage from our frontage. As a
was someone mean to
renter,
garbages?
I'm not a ratepayer, but as a renter who pays water rates, I'd like to say thank you to the garbage collectors that come by and take away our refuge, our garbage, our garbages. That which is no longer required. The one man's trash, another man's treasure stuff. Because it pays to dig through those big dumpsters, right? Scavenge tech. Has M always been up for scavenge?
Could I wear a long sleeve t-shirt some nights?
No,
but cool to wear a long sleeve t-shirt?
Where, up here?
Yeah, like right now. Like, would you be wearing a long sleeve? Like, I'm not. I'm wearing a t-shirt.
I'm a short man because I run hot. You know that side.
Well, I'm inside. I'm running away. Like,
Doesn't matter how many ghosts are magnetically attracted to me. They get burned away like the sun. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got like my own personal sunscreen.
Black hole sun.
Got to do it. Get too close to the real energy and you get zapped, right? You don't get too close. If you're a ghost, like you keep your fucking distance. Otherwise, you're gonna meet the ghost fucker.
Hellfinger.
He who fucks a ghost.
Ghost fucking having a
ghost
fucking blast.
On the end of my giant psychic cock.
Wow, that's a thing.
Yeah. Got to just bounce on it.
You got a psychic cock going down.
I always try to improve. You know what I mean?
Nice,
like it does scrape the stratosphere, but I am working on it, right? Max Luch. You just got to put it out there. Just be as angry as you possible, but just think of it as a giant dong, like scraping on it, like you'd be racking a stainless steel cup across the bars in a prison cell. You know what I mean? Just this terrible screeching sound as the knob rubs across the fucking edge of the the stratosphere.
Say it out, really
is. So angry enough that it was like, even the even night itself wants to bounce on that. You know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
summon the night, just bounce on that. True love of the universe, Si. Willing to give it up, dig it deep into the dirt, or just fucking fling it at the
Digging
sky.
deep into the dirt.
Digging in the dirt, finding those places you get hurt.
Black belt is. Hey, my green.
Hello.
Wow.
Hang on. Must be a big light. Looking.
It's old. I'll wear it on me so I don't. Oh, if I wear a belt, do you have to take a belt off at the airport? You do, don't you?
That's it. Put it in the bucket with any other knives or utility things that you use. Just to. They have a little scanner. They go, oh yeah, it's one of them fucking Leatherman, or it's a Victorinox, or
stupid.
Oh, there we go. There's another
another.
masturbatory device.
What do you think they do with people who go through with like chastities on and stuff?
Oh, they'd have to
Like
drop
special
them. They call you up
inserts
to
and
the side, just have a look and go, oh yeah, you got the little
So do you think they would? Did you think they would realize that that would then just become? They knew their role as part of your humiliation. Like they'd seen
Oh
enough
yeah,
of
yeah,
your
the
time.
whole extra process.
Like
Of
yeah,
course, of
yeah.
course. No, no,
Oh,
and
here's
full
one.
cavity searching to make
Yeah,
sure you
here's
got
one.
no.
Here's one.
Make sure you got
All
no
right.
listening devices inserted in
Yeah.
any cavity. You know what I
We
mean?
better
Mm-mm.
yeah, we
He's
better
got an
investigate
internal
this one.
microphone. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It looks like a
Oh,
butt
sorry.
plug, but it's actually a recording device.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. He records through his anus.
It does.
He's an anus audiophile. The reason he wears it is because he really truly he likes to record his own farts, but he gets the general population recorded at the same time, but from a butt level, like a small child. He hears small children very clearly through his butt like a microphone.
Really? This is
Yeah, yeah, you
yeah,
know.
right, I see. Yeah.
I heard Joey's got one.
Mm.
Like he was the one who invented it. Like it was a banjo special. Like Joey actually invented it, like just so he could hear the rustling of the hair of the different
The
you know, be able
rustling
to
of the hair.
well, it was the rustling of the hair and it was the whole analyzation
Honey,
of the different hair
listen to
product,
you.
like the difference between hair product and the rustling of the hair and the smelling. Because you know, Joey was an elephant. He was
Yeah.
always an elephant, mate. Smell is big in Joey's life.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows where
I
the
mean,
nipple's at.
that's
Like he
right.
knows
I mean, that's a
when
very
when he has to come home to mama,
nipples and
he can
nipples and
smell the
Joey.
milk, and he's just like he can 200 yards. Joey just comes in like a
Yeah.
rhinoceros, just mama milk.
Looking for
The garbology, man. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
garbologist.
Taking out the trash. First it was empty the swamp, and then
Oh,
it was
yeah,
take out the
that's
trash.
right.
Now it's take out the trash. I think he's in like Flynn. Like if anything happens from
Mm.
now on,
Oh
like
yeah,
if
man.
whoever's the betting man, if
I
anything
know,
goes
right?
other than, you know, Orange Man in orange suit with
Yeah.
you know, under house arrest at the you know,
Yeah, I know, right?
at you know, the White House,
So you think
you know,
house
in his
arrest?
orange suit and his little, you know, ankle bracelet, right? Which I think would be a perfect man. Like
It'd just be so American.
every fucking crim in America would want to be paying tax. Like that would be like the ultimate. Like whatever I've done in crime, fuck it, man. You're getting it. I'm putting just for this one time only. While he's in, every crime boss just fucking pays tithing for the crim that wore the orange fucking suit in the White House with the ankle bracelet. Bam. Total top dog.
Oh, just
Total.
dogs the whole.
Total fucking top dog side. Just marching backwards and forwards like he's in the yard. But like I said, man, they need the glass perspex, bulletproof perspex all the way around the White House. So it's got the prison feel with the whole gate
Oh,
and
the
the metal
whole
detector at the front. You can't
the
get in
prison.
unless you go
The
through the
whole
special
White
tunnel.
House.
Unless you go into the special tunnel and out of the special tunnel. But
So
through the front door,
the whole White House is a
prison White
prison.
House.
Yeah.
Prison White House.
And can he only
Like,
then like be virtual? Can he only have like
yeah,
virtual
yeah, he
meetings?
can only throw out, like he has to employ like
People have to come in,
yeah,
body
yeah.
doubles.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Have the little magic earrings so they can hear what the president's actually saying, and then just duplicate the speech, but in that other location. You know, and they can be distinguished from the president. He's got the purple tie.
Oh yes.
He's got the purple, which is the red and the blue combined.
So the
He
stimulants,
has
the
the
stimulants
real
are
president.
noted.
If he's thinking a little bit left, it's
Yeah.
in the red tie. If he's thinking a little
Ah,
bit right, it's in the blue
ah,
tie side.
I see.
Okay? Yeah, yeah. Agents, AI agents, modern day extensions of the president. But as long as you know that when you're looking at the picture,
Yep.
purple tie, real president.
Purple tie, real president.
Yeah, easy. It's so easy. No one has to think. Like
No.
seriously, they
So it's
don't
no
have
longer
to
the
think. It's
face. You don't
just
look at the
the
face.
red,
It doesn't
the
matter who the
blue,
person is.
all hail the purple tie.
The purple tie,
Right?
is that going to be the new tie?
Bam! It's going to be
The
it's going
universal
to be
is
the
the button.
clincher. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Combination of the red and the blue,
Mhm.
bringing together the two into one. The red and the blue into the purple.
You know, and this is the thing like the.
Oh, it. I don't
This
know
is the
why I didn't
purple and
see it
green of
earlier. I
feminism
don't know why I didn't see it earlier. Like, you know.
becoming cyan. Colours of
Getting the
cyan.
spectrum, pushing the spectrum. So.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, yeah.
it's all about the spectrum these days.
It is. It is.
Eh?
I'm glad I'm special. I'm glad I'm
Special.
part of the Tard Club. I'm going to form the Tard Club. Well, I don't have to. There's so many Tards out there that we already have our club. We are the Tarded. I think that should ring out, man. We should. We are the Tarded. We are the Tards. We don't have enough brain cells to rub together to have a critical thought. We are the Tards. We are the Tarded.
Yeah, beautiful.
Eh? Just absolutely banging it out there.
Just
so
banging that out.
banging out the last minute. Sound of all the elements: fire, earth, water, and air simultaneously. You know what that sounds like?
Love. Ah. Ah.
It's magic, but it's real.
It is.
That's what it is. It's magic, but it's real. It's real magic.
It's just making me think of Xanadu or something.
light show.
Xanadu.
Like it has been. It has been a Xanadu channel.
Xanadu. Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
Hang on.
I
Just got
sing
another
this.
thought. There's
I
another
sing
thought
this.
creeping in. Yeah.
When I'm cruising along or I'm feeling a bit happy as I'm walking along or whatever, and like maybe like I just integrated in my day, I'll always be like do 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 do.
Oh, songs of favour.
Do, 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 do. I have this little like thing I sing like that. Like it's just
Oh,
little notes.
the upbeat tune.
Yeah.
The need for soundtrack. Why don't we have soundtrack? I mean, we do, sort of.
And
I've been trying to do external soundtrack. You know how people most do internal soundtrack?
Oh,
Like they cruise
yeah.
along with the buds in and whatever.
Yeah.
I've been doing a bit of external soundtrack lately. Like gauging the situation and the scenario and then playing the tune.
The gauging.
To the, doing like the pre-producing, you know what I mean? Like test drive and then adding the tune to it to see if the tune would apply. Mixed results.
That's
Mixed
it,
results.
yes,
Some people are happy. Some people are like,
Some people are not so much.
brain hurt, thinking bad.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh god.
Dear, that's no.
Surrounded, you know.
No fun for
I
them,
mean,
is it?
I'm loving them. Like, I mean, they're their instance. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
was about to sell
never
my
have a
washing
problem
machine.
with,
I was about to sell my washing machine. Had to buy it. I kind of pick it up today.
Bam.
150. It's
Insta-sell.
gonna be good. Does it work? Well, okay, I'll go down and clean it and everything should work. Yeah, you know,
Yep,
just
yep,
turn it
plug
on,
in,
send
do
little videos, having a good time. I said, look, I want to run it through a full cycle. Went down, bought some parts from Bunnings so I can modify an outside garden tap. Pushed it up, had a bucket ready to go. Doesn't look good to start with, like has a long think. Calibrates itself.
Oh, because
and then
moved.
starts up.
Correct.
I'm thinking, oh fuck, it's all going. And then the water just starts coming out underneath. And it's like,
What
the fuck?
Never
so
happened
look, flip, no, look. So and then
Too much
anyway,
pressure from the hose, from the
No.
outside pressure difference, or something wrong?
I wondered about that, but no, go underneath. Let me just can I just forward you the image so I get your natural reaction?
Okay.
So I'm not gonna prompt you. I'm gonna show you
Image forwarding.
image forwarding,
Positioning.
showings, observes, sends via method.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is that like that?
I know,
Why is
right?
there a big pinched bit? Like, how was it?
How
What?
is that possible?
Going from good to that?
Yes.
Working to that?
Yes.
The fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck, Si?
I know, right?
What the fuck?
Someone's
was it carried incorrectly or moved incorrectly?
that's underneath. That is the hose. That pipe is the pipe that goes from like where the water's coming in and then goes up through the soap unit.
Yep.
To
How?
then
How? That makes sense.
How is the pump directly underneath it?
How does that make sense? Just that being like that? What the fuck? It's like a bite's been taken out of it.
But sort of with a but heated. Like see how it's sort of like
melted almost.
melted.
Spiting thing.
Biting.
Spited.
Spited.
Sold something coming. Someone doing.
Someone
doing.
Well,
that's because there's
someone's
black
done that
on
to
there,
me.
man.
Yeah, I know.
Black. There's black
Someone's
on it, man.
cut
Someone's
the
burnt that.
fuck-
They'll cut it.
You've got it, man.
And
Someone's
burn it,
melted
man.
my pipe. Cut my pipe.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Intentionally cut the fucking pipe.
Yeah. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Si. Someone
I
you
know,
live
right?
with is a cunt.
No, that's not no one I live with.
No,
Done that.
was that from where it came from?
That is either the removal storage company
Yeah. Digging into it with something.
or
just
the
being
people
cunts.
where I was at the place where I lived beforehand, and I
Not
I said,
a current house.
no. It's
Okay,
nothing to do
cool.
with here.
Cool. Shit.
What the fuck?
Man, that's fucked up. That would barely be working. They cut it and
yeah.
stamped it and melted it,
Yeah.
so it was barely working.
Yeah.
Did you buy that from someone?
Shop. No,
Straight
I owned
from
that.
shop.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So that's been yours from
Yes.
buying new.
Yeah, for whatever, like 4 years. Whatever.
Someone you've lived with or
Yes,
fucking
the-
whatever,
like
and
the
has
house
used
or
that
in the
in the
Pring, when I left
house
the
or
Pring, yes.
the dwelling of
Yeah,
existence
when it was
together
going to go to the removalist. Yep.
have been an absolute capital K, huge
Capital
K,
K,
like
huge.
sky level K, UNT, haven't they?
Yeah. Yep.
What the fuck, Si?
What the fuck, hey?
What the fuck?
Imagine
They
if I
say,
had that
what
installed.
the fuck, but they don't
They're
know
like
what
laughing.
is fuck.
Can you-
I look at this image and I go, what the fuck?
Do you imagine
I give it a
they'd be, like,
knife
sitting there?
hand. I'm pointing knife hand at it and going, tamper.
They were just
tampering.
imagining the flood, like like when I turned it on, because I mean, you know what I mean.
Jesus, man.
And I didn't.
But
the
how,
flood, though.
the difference between taking it out from where it was to down where it was, like, I don't know, Si, that looks a bit too, like if you'd used it at the old house and it worked, and
But it
you've
wasn't
used
the
it at
last.
this house.
So I stopped using it. So when
Okay.
I'd like at the old house, it was the one that was in service, and then I said, "Oh, we really should use the one." Then these people moved in, and then I took mine. I said, "No, you should use the one that's from there." And then it just sat there in sort of chill mode, and I was like, "No, that's chill." And then I got.
So you
picked up by
didn't use it at the new house until you bought it up again?
Yeah, until I was about to sell it. Yeah, I've not used it.
Okay.
So that's the first time I tried to use it in 4 years.
Definitely old house then. Yeah, absolutely.
In 4 years.
Yeah.
That happened to go.
No,
that happened 4 years ago, man.
Yeah. Whoever those capital K people were, you know.
Yeah, they don't in my
Capital
story anymore.
K frenemies.
Oh no.
Frenemies?
They had nothing to do with me. They were moved in by the owners of the
okay.
house. I was
Just doofs. Doofers. Yeah.
just-
Okay, doofers, yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Got it.
Just thanks, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of person.
Fucking doofers.
So I think I've managed to pack the entire sort of.
So
like,
it's ready.
Well, the clothing component.
Mm, mm.
So I've got shoes.
A special
I've got 2 white sock, 2 black sock.
the shame part. The shame cloths are finished with.
I got a coloured sock. I've got underpants. I've got a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, where was this other? I needed those other ones because that was the swimmers. I've got a rain jacket. I got a t-shirt. 2 t-shirts. Yeah, 2 t-shirts. Long sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, 1 long sleeve. I've even got a beanie, like a thin beanie, like not a heavy one because
just in case of a chill or whatever.
Yeah.
Goal 9. Well, NT's like that.
Yeah,
NT has
oh well, I mean, I don't think.
you know,
I'll be surprised if I'm
stinking hot one moment, freezing cold the next.
And then
even
a short
in the middle of
sleeve
summer. Yeah.
So I've got the button story going because I want to make sure I've got so I've got a bit of casual and a bit of thing, and then I've got a full rain, and not just a little bit rain jacket.
Oh yeah, coverage.
Like
Torrential.
Okay, we're walking through the rain.
Torrential accessories.
Da, da, da. And I thought about it. I was like, do I take a jumper? And I was like, no, just take that because if it's actually cold, let's put that on. I'll be warm anyway. Very practical.
Takes care of
It's synthetic. It's hot.
unfriendlies.
Yeah. There's my thin small shorts, but they're swimmers. And then a long sleeve dress shirt on the in case.
Yeah, I only need one.
Just
Yeah.
in case.
Special. Friend of going outedness.
Yes. That's all Joyce.
Hunter clothing.
And I'll do a tech hack down after show, obviously.
Yeah.
And is there anything else I need to take from here? Looking around, no. Oh, no. And then then what I'm actually wearing is a long pair of jeans because, of course, I'm plain, tedious.
Yep.
And then on bike, useful. It's,
Special.
safer.
Save
And
burn.
and belt is with me, so I'll be wearing belt and deal with tediousness, but then don't have to pack belt.
Yeah.
With a stylish t-shirt, wearing red, green, and blue, all 3 colours, and black with black jeans. Yeah, looking super stylish. And that basically
Easy recognisable.
Oh yeah. Even if you knew me, then if you just said what are you wearing, you said you don't need to know. You'll know.
Yep.
You'll know.
Shiz, mate. Got the shiz. Got the shiz.
I'm all
Dress for situ.
You know me. You know me. I can fly ears, mate.
See, I've seen you.
What the
I don't have to
hell
pull out my knife.
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't have to pull out my knife.
Eshe Wonderland. Hey, listen, here's an update for the back in the early cheapings. Had special street punk threatening, remember?
Oh yeah.
Story of update. Working at local place.
It is.
Down.
Settled.
Yeah. Earning money. Respect.
Oh.
Doing the thing.
That's quite the thing.
Turned around.
Wow. Recognised,
Yeah.
acknowledged.
Yeah. Making friends. Local area.
Oh, you're not with you. No, but with you. I mean.
Oh yeah, from me. Yes, of course.
You're not friend. I can't imagine you're trying to be his friend.
No. But
Aware, acknowledged.
recognise change.
But have they acknowledged you?
No? Seems a little timid.
Good.
But still okay.
Well,
Have no fear.
when you're hungry, shit gets loose, mate.
Come in
Shit gets
peace,
loose.
go in pieces.
Shit gets loose when you get hungry. Pretty simple stuff.
That's it. Never bite the hand that feedeth.
Oh no.
They're the worst. It's like stepping on the universe.
But they do. They always will.
Step on the
Don't be
universe's
tricked by
toes.
them because they will bite your hand.
The universe has so much patience. It's like
Snippety.
it can wait forever. The universe. It's got forever. Don't worry. It was there well before the universe even started. It'll be there well, but past the universe is gone. The understanding.
The understanding.
Well, comprehension. If you look at it.
No, I wasn't questioning you.
Yeah.
Not questioning. Sparkles.
Extra sparkles. Double rainbow today. We had a bit of weather up here
Did
in
you?
Kings Lane. Yeah. Witnessed a double rainbow. Like privileged. Get to see the refraction of the refraction. And what I did notice, as I was tilting my head with my special glasses, right, the polarization was making the rainbow either fade right out and just see the cloud from one angle, or as I tilted my head, it would become fully visible and like mega vibrant with the secondary like a rainbow on top. It's like unbelievable. Double rainbows. Because that's common.
Double common.
Rainbows.
Common rainbows are double.
A lot more
these days.
people are seeing double rainbow. Yeah, see.
Really?
It's expansion of the optical nerve. I think we've come far enough where we could, just stretch out that visible range a bit more. We've got the capacity. We're not elephants. We can't smell that well. But as far as the witnessing thing and the watching thing, I think we can just broaden that little spectrum a bit larger. Get to see the full picture, or part of the full picture, not the whole complete blinding picture, but just a little bit more of it.
Yep.
Because we're losing our ability to smell. That's one thing that the scientists are confused and baffled about.
Really?
Is that, olfactorily. Yeah, we're losing our ability to smell due to probably spice
horror.
overload. Sugar and spice overload.
Sugar and spice and all things.
Yeah, everything nasty. That's right.
Nasty. Everything nasty.
Whenever they ask you at the 7-Eleven for would you like the additional donut for $2, you're gonna go, no, it's all good.
No, I don't know. I never do.
Praise Lord Diabetes, and they laugh. They just laugh. Of course, they praise Lord Diabetes. said upselling.
They're sitting there eating their like Indian curry made by their beautiful wife
Bang
and
it down.
person in
That's
their
it.
lap or whatever.
Homemade shit. You know,
Laughing at
real
the
stuff.
freaking
Not this
sort of weird
plastic
white dude.
fantastic that's served up. Yeah.
Well, this is RFK, man. Like, look, I don't know. Like, I do not want. I do. Like, as you know. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I don't want to get into a full lecture thing now at all. That's for sure.
No, I
But,
know. I live
oh,
on
mate,
tuna and rice, bro. You can't offend me.
I'm
I'm
curious
very
to see
simple.
if
I'm a simple man.
I believe that RFK
I
would
do
do what
eat
he
other
says
things,
if
but
he was
that's my
allowed.
staple.
What will this happen? I don't know. Like, does he get in? Jeez. Would Trump even allow? Questionable.
I don't know. I think he's man enough. I think he's man enough to challenge him. So
Here's what I want to say.
keep to your word. Be a man. Like he put that bullshit down on him.
Oh, he would. Oh,
yeah. And
no,
that's a good thing.
he's a tough unit.
He's the honest. He's the
Did you see him do
part.
the? He was doing full on pull-ups at the.
Mate, he's nails.
Yeah,
he's hammering nails.
He's hammering
I
nails.
wouldn't want to get punched by that cunt.
No, wait,
Put it that way.
way.
I'd be going for the dodge and I'd be hitting balls. I'm sorry, I have to go low blow because I couldn't go one-on-one with him. That's for sure. I'd have to go balls. I'd be below the belt. Be fucking hammering those like a fucking a big steel hammer hammers a fucking church bell. Dong.
Dong.
I would make it ring. I'll make it ring, motherfucker.
Ring, motherfucker, ring. I see.
Not that it would come down to that. I think we've got some very similar beliefs in the.
But it was funny to think about.
Yeah, I know. Purely imagination and not creation imagination or imaginary.
Not creation.
That's it. No, not creative imagination, but more passive imagination.
No,
That's it. Yeah, local instance. Yeah, doesn't form real. That makes sense. Because all you got to do is just think about them. Them. Are they scorpions? Flying scorpions with the gold.
Don't want that. Don't start thinking about flying scorpions, man.
Shit a brick.
They'll come in. They'll be good old flying scorpion.
I know.
Loves an opportunity.
Just pop. It doesn't matter what the interpretation is, man. It's a manifestation. You know what I mean? Whether it be mechanical or whatever. Little gift. Just land on your forehead. Pop. That's it. All over. Welcome to the next life.
Yeah, just look up. Oops.
Uh-oh. Didn't have my multi-base mask on, so it didn't recognise me. But it still recognised me from the phone I was carrying. So anyway, paging Dr. Seuss.
That's that half of the bag done. So then laptop things. You're going to get some headphones. You're going to get the microphone.
Special extension. Yeah, yes.
It works well.
It has. It hasn't broken up, and you've been doing. I mean, I'm not traveling the same distance you are though. So
no, I'm going through a floor and everything too. No, it'll be good. It'll be a.
No, the Wi-Fi's pretty good in here. Like the ceiling's pretty loose, so the penetration through the chip rocket's pretty good. Bounces through the whole house. Yeah.
Well, I think that is the
test, mate. I got me Wi-Fi.
Oh, I should do my check-in, eh?
Yeah, pre-check-in, bro. That's it. Bam. Get that shit done early.
Do it right now.
Punish online. Loving, living it.
There it is. Checks.
What are we up to? Like we'd be bored in 3 hours by now, wouldn't we?
Oh no, I think we've
done the package.
What? 3 hours 42. Oh well, it was a bit of pre-record. 3 hours 12. 3 hours 12.
Bit of pre-cheaping. Oh, juicy pre-cheap.
Check in. Si has a bag.
Contains stuff. Non-kill stuff. Imagine that. Having to check that. Does your bag contain kill stuff? Yes. Please list the items of kill things. That'd be interesting in America, wouldn't it?
Spares.
Having to do the ammo list. Yeah, I got 16 clips of this and 7 clips of that. Plus me, Freedom Seed delivery
tools,
system.
Weapons, knives, scissors. No, I'm not.
Freedom delivery seeds.
Boarding pass.
When lead becomes more valuable than gold, isn't that the thing?
Is that a thing?
Apparently in America it is. America, gold's pretty high, but it seems lead's sort of getting close.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's stocked. Yeah.
What
the
for?
ultimate. It's depleted uranium. Ultimate form of depleted uranium, lead.
Goes to my wallet. Quick check. Get those tickets away.
Is lead found in huge deposits? Because their previous lead.
It's done. It's done. It's all done.
Ooh.
Wow, I just packed for everything. I've got like rain, warmth, long, short sleeve button, long sleeve button. I've actually got, and then cool, very two nice t-shirts, 2 different types of shoes, long pants, short pants, and then it's like swimmer level, smaller short pants, like black, and they're all in like with a sort of tan color, long sort of dress short, So that's sort of the cool sort of midday going out short.
Yep.
Yeah, I've even got the
Doing
dress,
public
one
thing.
set of dress socks. Ah, yes. Equipped, even the beanie. Oh, I love it. Oh, sunglasses. I need to bring those. Yes, then we'll go into the thing. There'll be some
Hydrothermal product.
Do tell.
Lead deposits are members of the class of ores deposits known as hydrothermal deposits, in which the metals are initially leached by highly saline aqueous fluids in the subsurface of the Earth's crust.
Saline. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Saline, like a body, human, like a flesh.
What we're made of. And then transported to the site of deposition. Lead and zinc are often found together in ore deposits, however, less so with copper and iron. Lead compounds are formed when metals are precipitated from the ore fluids by various processes depending on the specific local conditions, and most commonly processes of cooling, mixing with other fluids. So the pH change creates the lead conglomeration.
There you go.
Metals are precipitated as sulfurous fluid galena. Solidified sulfurous minerals. Sapphirite, Saprolite, chlorocopyrite. What?
What?
Chlorocopyrite. CFFES2. Chlorocopyrite. Pyrites. Yeah, okay, yeah. Pyrites and pythorites, which is the FES. Lead most commonly as the mineral ore gallina, occasionally severally distinct from base types, metal ore bodies. Found almost entirely in hydrothermic deposits. So it's the bottom of the ocean, is lead, and once it's washed ashore or whatever, or harvested. So yeah, it has to be underwater, under pressure to fall. Interesting. Ah.
The rocks are interesting.
MTV deposits are so named because they were found in the mid-continent of the United States in the valley of Mississippi River. One of the most prominent MVT lead deposits is located in the tri-state Oklahoma, Kansas, near the city of Joplin, Missouri.
All right.
Okay, so they're J-type deposits.
J-type.
J-type. More than likely mostly useful for buoyancy on vessels.
Buoyancy, indeed. Floating.
Resistance, indifference of pressure. The pressure that is formed by the congregation